Hello everyone, welcome back. For those of you who are watching us live on Twitch, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Capture cards taking over your PC, yay! But we're back.
Robot uprising. It was only a matter of time.
We're back, and hopefully everything's good. Do let us know if anything sounds weird or anything like that. We're gonna go quickly through the intro stuff again for the YouTubers, but if you want to check out what we actually said, you can go watch the Twitch VOD. But again, welcome to Dawn of the Others, episode 3. We are playing Apocalypse World 2E, and just to preface things, this is a sexy game. There are sex moves. This is a post-apocalyptic game, so there may be topics that we cover that are within both of those realms, and if anything makes you feel uncomfortable, you can totally step away. We totally understand. For quick announcements, we don't have a supporter today, but you can support us over on patreon.com/rollforit, where you can get all kinds of amazing rewards. So definitely go check those out, including you can be part of a poll that is going to be coming out soon. So you get to choose kind of some options that the Dawn and the other characters will get to experience. They're all great and wonderful, and they're themed for Apocalypse World, so I get to tease them a bit about which type of thing that you guys chose, but without giving them the details of it. And beyond that, we also have our character sheets for Dawn of the Others, so if you would like to play as one of the characters, you can go check that out over there, and you can see all of the little gibbons and gobbins that they have for their characters. We'll be putting those out periodically, so you can see all of the updates as they get new moves and things of that sort. Also, we did just announce this, but we have a new show coming called Ascension, which is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. We announced yesterday that we will have Enter Elysium GMing that. He has been planning this for over a year. There's so many goodies for it, and obviously playing alongside him will be Bentham Plays, me, and B. Dave Walters. Welcome him to our lovely Roll4It family. Dave has not played any games with us in the past, but I enjoy a lot of his content, and I think it's going to be very exciting to have him on here. Also, the chemistry between our three characters is phenomenal, so yay! I'm excited to play our characters. We'll also be having a 4th rotating guest. Sometimes we will have the 3 of us just playing, and then sometimes we will have a 4th rotating guest that will play an interesting character along the way. There's also a little tower in the logo there, so that will give you a little hint of what's to come. But I think that's kind of it. We're gonna quickly move on past all the other stuff, because if you did watch, there's ways to support us. You can support us over on patreon.com/rollforit. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel on twitch.tv/rollforit, and you can subscribe to us on our channel here on YouTube as well. So all of those ways are ways to support us. You can also support us in non-monetary ways by liking us on all of our social platforms, retweeting things, going forward and sharing all of the content that we create, because we have a lot. We have many, many hours of content for you to play. Yeah, why does it say actual play? It literally, what we're doing right now is an actual play. EE made that asset. I'm blaming him. This is like normally I make the announced assets, so I don't know why he put actual play in there, but it is an actual play. Pretty much all of the games we do on Roll4It are all actual plays. Non-actual play,
new medium. We're still working out the terminology. Nobody really knows.
Non-actual play would be like if you were just podcasting and everyone was reading a script, right?
And I think it's like scripted stuff and demonstrations are non-actual plays. So actual specifies that you're really playing through the RPG like you normally would.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, it's like a let's play, but for a tabletop RPG.
We could have just called them let's plays. It would have been easier.
Something like that. All right. And I think that we will just start getting everything started, unless anyone else or Bentham, you think I missed anything that you think is important to add?
I think we're good.
Okay, cool. So I have a little intro for you, as per usual. I like writing these. Gives you a preface, gets you immersed into the world. So for episode 3, we have... A vengeful and sick daughter reunited with her caring father. An astounded son reunited with his heartbroken family. If these miracles don't inspire us, what does? Is family not a bond that bounds us by blood, and through blood flows life? Stories of generations pass, the history of the world in our palms, for we have melded the world in our vision. What is it about hope that drives us to believe that there's a brighter side to the darkness. That we can overcome great feats, or that love will always find its way. Is there truly magic in the power of congregation of thought? Or is it all just a string of coincidences? Whatever it may be, hope is a sanctuary to some. But what about those who don't believe? And our camera pans to Bluefin and Rex. Bluefin holding a water skin, and Rex having just made his way back from the makeshift outhouse in a section of the Black Sun Lake's confinements. And the two of them find themselves in an area of this prison where no one else is looking. Well, at least not yet. I'll let you two kind of discuss what has come from your things. We just had Bluefin kind of jump into the mind of this guard and see some pretty horrific things and her thought processes and what she's, what's in her darkest, deepest secrets. And then we have Rex who kind of got a guard to move out of the way so they didn't notice that Bluefin had snuck her way in. So I'll let you two chat and discuss what you found.
What, did you find anything interesting out?
Rex, thank you, first of all. And yes, I found out some pretty disturbing things about these people. I looked into her mind and so much regret, so much pain. They're seeking redemption or something. I don't know, at least she was. God, it's still a lot to process right now, Rex, but oh my God. There's a great darkness underlying this entire place. These people, these guards, they've been doing some pretty horrendous stuff.
I knew it. It makes sense. You can't look this nice on one side without having another side that looks as bad as this looks good.
You're absolutely right. Well, we should get away from this little hallway before somebody might question our intentions, what we're doing here. Where's Phoenix? Where are they?
I don't know, probably with Eaton.
Oh.
Pan over. We have Phoenix and Eaton sitting, like they're both standing inside of like a makeshift greenhouse tent. I mean, like that was the end scene that we had for the two of them that they were chatting on. And then back inside the prison. You weren't wrong.
We'll go back and join everyone else.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I need some water and some rest.
Yeah, I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
You hear Rex's stomach growl, like very loudly, a rumbling.
Have you forgotten to feed yourself, Rex?
Sometimes I do. I don't have any. I mean, I got some from.
Never mind. Let's just get some food. Let's just get some food somewhere. Oh, I'm starting to get a little hungry and thirsty myself.
Yeah, and I think the two of you go back and you get some food. Bluefin, you did get a water skin because you kept asking the person about water as you got out of there. Okay. It's not a barter or anything like that. It's consumable in that time frame.
Okay.
But yeah, so you are able to eat and drink. And I think what happens with you, Rex, is that your family actually provides you with a little bit of a meal. And once again, you're kind of sitting with them and eating. And I don't know if there's any conversation that you want to have with them, but Phoenix is also there, as well as Eaton and quite a few other people. And I think as everyone's sitting they're not sitting at tables or anything like that. There's just a bunch of people sitting in this corridor. Not that everyone is there. This prison probably holds there's probably like 36 people here, including Eaton and the rest of you, that you can see, or that you can kind of calculate if you're looking at how many people are in this area. And as you're eating, the three of you, his name now, I'm just trying to remember all the names. It's been a while. We have Gregory McCain. Yeah, Gregory comes out and he kind of stands up from where he's sitting, and you have all these people sitting down on the ground eating whatever it is that they have, and he raises his glass. He has like this, it's not really a glass, it's more of like a little wooden thing that he's using as a glass. And he raises it up in the air, and kind of everyone looks as he's talking, and he says, "Today is a day that we should all appreciate. We have reunited a young lady with her family, and we will find you a cure, Adrian. And of course, Rex, it's so nice to have you here with us again. It has been far too long. Your parents have been waiting. Brokermans, I know that you are very happy to have him join you. So today, we raise our glasses, our mugs, whatever it may be that we have, what little we have. We raise them together in appreciation for the hope that the Black Sun has provided us. May we have many, many more days like this. Through these hardships, we will prevail." And everyone kind of cheers, and you just hear everybody clinking their glasses with their like water skins, whatever it may be that they have. Some people just clinking, little plates that they have, and everyone in unison says, "Praise the Black Sun." And, well, everyone that is willing to say it, maybe not everybody. And the three of you...
way through that,
yeah, go.
Bluefin definitely doesn't.
He does not get a warm look from Rex, even when he presumably looks Rex in the eyes when talking about him. He just Rex has just like got this wary, unhappy look, even given the situation. And then I think when the toast happens, he just keeps his eyes locked on the guy, doesn't say a word.
Nice.
Bluefin gives him a cold look too.
What about you, Phoenix? What's your thought processes as this little speech goes off?
I'm watching my friends, and trying to gauge whether or not they're gonna lose their shit now, or like like if I should be ready, or if it's gonna be in like 15 minutes. But yeah, Phoenix is not down for the religious stuff.
Yeah, and after we pan over and we see these emotions going across everyone's face, he says, at the end of the cheer, as everyone's saying, "Praise the Black Sun," he says, "Tonight, in celebration, we will have a little bit of a party. Now we must keep things quiet, but as long as everyone stays indoors, we should be fine. We'll have a little bit of music." And he kind of like points over at someone who's like holding a little guitar, and they kind of hold it up, and people kind of get excited. The kid, like the one kid that's there, Adrian, is like, "Ooh, music." And I think you just see like everyone just feels elated and happy. And there's like this moment of celebration that they're all a part of. And chatter kind of goes across the area with people talking, and the sounds go a little bit louder as far as like people just chatting and having a good time and drinking. You see some of the guards pulling out like these bottles, and they're kind of like offering a little bit to people, and so people are drinking. They're actually having some semblance of alcohol, it looks like, and enjoying it. Yeah. And I will kind of I'll leave it to you guys to have a conversation. You can pull yourselves aside quietly. There's definitely space where you can have quiet conversation if you want, or if you want to have conversation right in front of people, that's fine too. It's up to you all.
Let's go somewhere off to the side. Like Phoenix will gesture to the two of you and
Bluefin follows.
sneak away from Eaton or just be like, "Hey, I'll be right back."
Yeah,
Something
and Eaton
like that.
nods.
Yeah.
And he goes back to hanging out with his friends that he has there.
Yeah.
Rex comes along.
Yeah, Bluefin joins. Sounds like a good idea, Phoenix. These people are so happy. They're so content here.
Are they? Are they though?
At least the child is. I don't know. I don't want to take that away. But also, there's... They're covering up some great darkness, great horrors that I have seen.
What did you see?
Well, the guard that... Well, me and Rex found a guard.
Found
I asked her a
two
few
guards.
questions. Was it a woman guard?
You found a woman guard. He was talking to a male guard that took him to the restroom.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I found a guard, and I asked her a few questions. And I saw visions of so much violence and mutants. A lot of mutants and hatred towards their kind, those monsters, and she made a lot of regrettable decisions to people, old women, like... I feel like what's tethering these guards, or at least her, to this loyalty to this Greg is some sort of desire for redemption. That's what I've garnered.
That makes sense. I mean, you know, people who are drawn to religious type stuff, right? Like, they're looking for hope and redemption. Maybe they messed up in their past or whatever. I mean, I guess we all are.
I think there's got to be something they're doing now, or some of them are.
Yeah.
How do we get to the bottom of this?
Yeah, we gotta know more. I don't know. They're all drinking right now. We could go look around.
Where's Greg's quarters? Does anyone know where his office or bedroom? I'm sure he has some cozy sort of setup somewhere.
I just saw some hallways, kind of between here and the garden area. But I feel like we could learn some stuff down there without actually going to his office or wherever he lives.
Let's do it. While everyone's distracted, celebrating there.
All right. So the plan is for the three of you to kind of go investigate the area, see if you can find his quarters, see if you can find any information. How are you guys going about this specifically? Or are you splitting up? Or are you staying together?
Let's stay together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Bluefin would like to stick together with everybody and...
And are you specifically looking for his
cover each
quarters,
other.
or what is the goal here, just so I can understand?
I think we're just looking for suspicious goings on underneath the surface in general.
Okay.
Of like the inner workings here, and if we happen to find his office, that'd be
Rex
cool.
is interested in seeing his office, but also probably is trying, like, he's looking for other people because he thinks there's got to be someone other than the 36 they know of.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bluefin's definitely looking for, either Greg's office or some sort of hidden chambers where there may or may not be other people maybe being held.
Okay. Before we go see how that goes, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Okay, I thought you were trying to say something. before we go over there, we are actually going to pan over to what Alloy is doing. So our camera pans over to an open desert with a convoy of a variety of vehicles. We see a large truck and 2 jeeps on each of the sides, and at the back end we see this vehicle that looks almost like a box, like it's just like a square with like little holes in it where maybe like you can peek through and see through. In the center of these vehicles is a chain of people who are tied up. They have like little chains that are kind of like meshing them together by their feet, so like they're moving, but they're moving slowly. And the vehicles are moving very slowly. They're not like dragging these people or moving really quickly. They're moving very slowly. And at the front of the convoy, you can hear this music being bellowing from the truck, as if someone is playing a guitar and singing super loudly and not in a way that sounds good. It's like this horrible music that is playing, and this person is just having a grand time and just like hooting and hollering, and there's people kind of cheering in this truck, and like the people who are walking in the chain are kind of walking very slowly. They look like they're not well. And inside the box, we kind of the camera pans in through the holes, and like we slowly start seeing formation of people. And you can see about 6 people inside of this vehicle. And as we get in closer, we see Alloy kind of bent over, looking down at this gentleman who is dressed up in. He has like this ridiculous headdress on, and his armor is like eccentric colors and just made out of like weird materials. And there's 4 other people kind of sitting around him. 2 on each side, and they're all looking at Alloy like attentively, waiting for her to tell them at bated breath what to do next. And you can see that this gentleman has like a big open sore on his stomach, and like part of his side is just like ripped off, and there's just like blood, and like it's gross. And Alloy's bent over trying to like figure out how to fix this person. And they're just watching. Some of them are watching in horror, like in horror, and others, a couple of them are actually kind of excited about what's happening. Whether it's because they're happy this person's hurt, or they are excited to see like, ooh, surgery, like, right? It's a adrenaline rush for them. So I'm gonna kind of pan over to Alloy and let's see what you do.
Wow. I just realized that I should probably know more medical terminology than I do.
No, we understand that you don't.
In the middle of an actual surgery, I'm just like, shit, what do I say? Okay.
Give me that tool thingamabob. You don't have to be specific. It's fine.
She's doing her work, trying to ignore the other people who are around because they keep asking her questions. And she's not handling that very well.
Okay.
Will he be okay? What's going on?
Are you trying to keep your cool in this scenario? Like you're trying to...
She is pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
Because the first thing that she does is the squicked out people, the people who are like, oh no, she sends them the hell away.
Gotcha.
So she's gonna like look right at them and just get out. Get out. If you want me to save him, I can do this. I just need you to not be here. So if there's anywhere else for them to go,
they're not in horror like shouting or anything like that. It's more of they're just like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Yeah. Like they're just waiting. They're all just waiting at bated breath for your.
She tosses a couple things of linen at them, and just says like, just cover your faces, cover your heads or whatever. Just get out of my sight.
They immediately grab the cloth and cover their faces.
Yeah, just stop this. So she's palpating and figuring out what exactly is the problem. The sore on the front needs to be lanced, so that's disgusting. It is extremely infected, but she can fix this. And she's explain again the whole side thing. Something was ripped off.
Yeah, like part of his side, it looks like it was just torn off, and then it's like he's just bleeding out.
Okay, well, she fixes that. I don't know.
Yeah, you have moves that you can use to heal
true,
people.
It's
so
true. I'm trying to think of like terminology to use. She applies.
This will most likely be a roll to heal this
Stop the
person.
bleeding.
This is a eventful healing situation. It's not a healing situation that can be done through like Just
I know.
RP,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to describe it. So she tries to apply pressure, and then cauterize. Yeah. See, I've got this. I'm gonna watch a bunch of ER later. Okay, so do you think that is a cool?
Well, I think you have a move here called Healing Touch, which is probably the thing that you're going to want to use to heal them with.
I can also use one of my stock for a heal kit, but that's not going to work. I'd probably have to.
That
use
will not
healing
work
touch
for
it.
the long term. That will work for a short term for this specific wound. This is not a. This is going to be a lot more than just patching somebody up. You know what I mean? Like they're on the verge of they might die.
Yeah. Okay. Do I know anything about the wound? Is it?
I
Was it a
mean,
clean cut? Was it very rough? Is there dirt and grit in there? Is it
I think
dirty?
that from just first glance at it, it looks like it was some kind of axe that did this.
He got axed.
He got
All right.
axed a question.
I know what it's like to be axed. Okay, we got this. Okay, so I roll a plus weird. Oh no, I'm so scared. Okay.
Well, your highlighted stat is weird, so you're going to gain experience for this, which means you level up. You get an improvement.
But I'm scaled.
You're
Okay. Here we go.
scaled?
Where did it go? Wait, no. Okay.
You just click the description button. There's like a little dice next to it.
I see that.
And a 9.
A 9.
So with a 7 to 9, you heal 1. You heal 1 segment, but you're also opening your brain. So you roll that move next. Ooh. So
What?
now you're opening. Yeah, because like your healing touch is a.
I'm sorry. I was reading farther along, and it says, on a miss, first you don't heal them. So I thought that when I'm opening my brain, if I miss on that one, then I don't heal them, and it just erases. And I was like, that is unfair. So I was getting confused about the rules.
No.
So I roll another weird?
You are, yes, it will be just a regular weird, yeah.
Okay, here's a regular weird for you. Here's just, please. Nope.
Miss. So,
Things are going well. So I'm cauterizing this wound, and it's not enough, right?
No, yeah.
It is so much. Part of his entire body is missing. I have substituted a lot of body parts, but I don't think that I've done this. I haven't taken a torso and put on other torsos, and I don't have another body available for this.
No.
So I'm just gonna try and do what I gotta do.
What does
But
it look
in a
like
moment,
when you
pray.
Yeah, what does it look like when you open your mind and try to heal him?
She doesn't do it. She doesn't want to do this. She hates that whole weirdness. She's a very tactile person. She's very physical. So in pressing her hands on this, she knows that if he dies, she dies too, because they will kill her.
Probably.
There's no way that she'll get out of this. And it's not even a thing that she tries to do. She just suddenly hopes and begins to imagine what it would take to fix it. And then it happens.
But not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah. So you put your hands on this body and you're like, are you internally doing this prayer, or is it an external verbiage that comes out of your mouth?
I wouldn't even say I take back the prayer thing.
Okay.
It's more of like she accidentally did this. She didn't open her mind by choice. She tries to keep it very closed, but what she did was she imagined.
Okay, so it's more of an imagining.
body.
Like you're trying to imagine the body coming back together.
Yes.
And for a moment,
I imagine
I
what,
think
what could happen.
Yeah.
It's daydreaming almost. It's like she's legitimately scared for once, because she can't fight her way out of this. There's a million of them.
And it's almost as if your emotions fuel this, and you put your hands on the body, and your hands kind of tingle, and part of the skin starts moving, and the two people who don't have cloaks over their face almost one of them gasps and the other goes ooh and like is like leaning in, right? And they're just watching with awe as this is happening. One of them holding like a device that you told them to grab and like staring, and all of a sudden as it starts slowly healing, another part of it tears and rips, and you just hear a loud scream as he bites down on this, like you've given him like this thing to put in his mouth to like bite down on, and he just bites, and you can hear his teeth grinding into whatever this is that you put in his mouth. Maybe it's like a stick or something, I don't know. And part of like it breaks, and you can just hear it's just not a good sound, and the scream that comes in from him, and you realize you've done more than you've done to help him. So for a moment it healed, and then it went backwards. And so you quickly start scrambling. And this is kind of like the moment where we see you struggling to go back to try to heal him again, right? And I think we're going to pan back over to the 3 of our lovely party members who are now investigating this pasture. So 3 of you are looking around for things. I think this is going to be, a role of some sort as well. So I'm kind of looking at maybe you could potentially use augury if you wanted. This is more for Bluefin. I know that she's been really interested in those type of things, which would kind of give you like a look into the future. You can read a stitch, maybe, possibly. I think that might help because it might help you figure out like what you're looking for. You can ask different questions than are listed there, but I think that those are the 2 options for you. One would be obviously a weird roll, the other would be a sharp roll, and I would allow either of those. You could also just open your mind to the maelstrom, but then other things happen, which is great. I have a little marker that's been going slowly up. It's great.
The maelstrom. I think I'll save that for a rainy day.
Save for a rainy day.
Maybe.
I'll read a stitch.
And you could support each other. So one of you could help. And if you help, if you're successful, you can possibly give them a +1 or +2 on the roll. But if you don't and you miss, well, I get to choose kind of what happens with that.
Yeah, Bluefin would love to help them.
Okay, so Kira Phoenix is going to do the sharp roll.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want? Who has the highest sharp?
I have a 1.
I have 1.
Okay, so it's about the same. All right.
Mine is highlighted.
I was just trying to meta help you out.
Highlighted sharp?
Highlighted. Yeah, so you want that XP. I see. That's why you're like, I'll do it. Normally y'all are like, I don't want a sharp.
Well, highlighted is also like try to do those things this session. So
Yeah.
trying to be sharp.
Yeah. And those highlighted stats are going to give them experience at the end, which is nice. We've changed the rules a little bit to make it not as crazy, but all right, cool. So Bluefin, let's see you roll your help and see if you can help them with this reading a stitch.
All right. Do I roll my sharp?
You are going to roll your HX with them, so your history.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and you are the one I had the highest history with. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
that's
nice.
Right.
Woo, yeah. Here we go. So in the input value, do I put 3? Or do I put the
it
number?
should be right. It should already be like a dice, and it should auto pull that number.
Okay, so I'll just...
So you know
I'll
the
just
number
click
right next to their name. Just click
Yes.
that, and it should automatically include it. If it doesn't, let me know, because then there's math code that I need to
Yay,
fix.
math! All right.
Well, no, not yay.
Warhammer, I
It means
know
I have to fix
plenty
the
of
code. I don't want
maths
to do
now.
that.
There we go.
It did add it. Okay, perfect.
Woo.
You miss.
No!
So
Even with all that history added.
Yeah.
With all the history. Oh, I rolled so bad.
But how do you fail in helping me look
I
around?
will tell you how that happens.
Okay.
But first, I'd like to see your roll.
Okay, here it goes. I got
And you get a 10.
a
Nice.
10.
Perfect.
Not bad.
So you get to ask me, I think 3 questions from there. Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's
if any of those
ridiculous.
questions make sense, if they don't, then you can let me know what other questions you'd be interested in. I can help say whether that would make sense for this or not.
Sure.
And I'll tell you how Bluefin doesn't help you with that.
Cool. Oh, a rift in our relationship.
Oh,
That's
no.
doing so
Here's the thing,
well.
though. You might think that she's helping you, and then
Yeah,
I just give you bad information.
it's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Betrayal. I think okay, so where's my best escape? No, where's my best way in? So where's the way in to where we need to go, I guess, here.
The best way in. You all look around at this party as people are kind of wandering around, and I think what actually happens is that Bluefin remembers when Gregor McCain came out of the area and which direction he came from. And so kind of you point Phoenix in that direction, you're like, I think it's that way. And the problem is that yes, they did come from that direction, but there is a group of people in the way. There's about 3 guards that are standing there. And it looks like they're just drinking and having a good time, but they are standing next to that corridor opening. You have
Cool.
You have 2 more questions.
Which enemy is the most vulnerable to me? Out of those guys, I guess. Out of those.
Yeah, out of
people.
those 3,
Yeah.
I think there's one that constantly keeps like looking around a bit. And that would be the
Cool.
one that you need to watch out for. They actually are facing the opposite direction of the doorway, where the other 2 are kind of facing them. And so there's this little huddle that is happening. Does that make sense?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
So that person is the most vulnerable to me. Like if I were to do something involving them.
Oh. No, the other 2 would be the most vulnerable because they don't notice you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
The other person is, well, I just gave you more information. They're looking around. They see
Yeah.
you. They see y'all. Maybe not you, but they're like looking around to make sure no one's up to anything.
Okay. All right. Who's in control here?
I would
Out of all
say
of us, I guess.
out of everybody, the guards look like they're still in control.
Yeah.
Even more so than Gregory. Like Gregory looks like he's just kind of walking around, talking to people, maybe like you are all curious about him, so you're paying attention to him. But he's really actually not doing anything or looking around in the sense of like guarding anything. Whereas the other guards seem a little bit more on edge than anybody else. Like there's still a few of them who are definitely on duty, and it looks like they're trying to have a good time, but they're also still trying to do their job.
Cool. I guess I'll like relay this information to y'all. Kind of nod over at the guards. Looks like that's our best way in, but we've got a guard problem.
Could we distract him?
Probably.
How can we do it?
I could definitely make some loud noises.
He holds up
I
a
know,
grenade.
I have a grenade now.
I'm just kidding.
He doesn't have any grenades.
Perhaps
but he
we
does
should.
have many guns.
Yes. Let's approach it a little bit with a little bit more tact, Rex.
What do you want to do? So, one of us could distract to talk to them while the others slipped by, or something like that.
I guess I'll saunter over and just try to strike up a conversation with this group of guards. Tipsy, it
Okay.
seems.
So I think that the concept here is that Bluefin is going to try to distract them while the others sneak in. Is that the goal?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is that do y'all? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Before we do that, I'm going to pan back over to our lovely Alloy, who's trying so hard to heal this warlord before she has to probably run away, maybe.
First off, I'm going to whip the hood off one of the people there.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm gonna say, go get me 2 of the cargo. one about his size, and one anything.
Oh my
And
God,
ship them
awesome.
out back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a blood bag moment. Okay.
They
I know.
look around like super confused for a moment because like obviously they just had a hood on their face, and then they nod aggressively and scamper out of the vehicle. The vehicle's still moving, but it's moving very slowly. Like
Yeah.
they're following these humans as they're walking, so they're not going very fast. The grate in the back opens up. It's like a garage door. It opens up and slides up. It makes like this loud noise, and you can hear the tires kind of rumbling on the ground through the sand, and like there's a bunch of rocks that are pebbles that are flinging around, and they just kind of swing themselves around the vehicle and climb. And you can see on your end, Alloy, you can see their hand going in these little notches, and they swing around. They climb down the rope and unhinge two of them, and they're still on a leash or kind of like that on a chain, and they kind of like pull them aside, and they look confused, and the other drivers they all motion to each other, and it looks almost like like a form of sign language, but it's not the sign language that we know today. But they're definitely using their hands to communicate with each other, and then we hear some clacking noises, and they all nod, and they pull these people aside and kind of guide them around. And the guy's still holding onto the side, or they're not really a guy. You can't really tell what they are. They hold onto the side of the vehicle and kind of swing these people around. And as they get to the edge, now, Alloy, you can see the two. And he kind of clacks at you and makes some noises and points and like wants to know if like, will this work for you, my lady?
Yes. Yeah, bring them both. Get one more from the back.
He like yanks them up on, and they clamor as they're like trying to get onto the vehicle. They look like horrified, and he kind of points to the back, and the two of them scamper in the back behind you, and they're just like standing there in the back, and he swings back around to grab you the other, and we kind of go through that process again, and he brings you back another person. Hopefully,
I was gonna say I was sending him like way back there so that I could have time without him. How many people are in the cab right now?
Okay, yeah, he goes way back then, and then there's the two that didn't have masks on that are like eagerly looking on at this is happening, like they're like, yeah, and then there's the one that still has the mask on their head, and now there's two people in the back that are shoved back there behind you.
Yeah.
And then of course the warlord's laying down in front of you.
And what about outside the vehicle? How many people do they have there?
There again are two Jeeps, and those probably each have like 2 or 3 people in them.
Yeah.
Maybe more, but you saw like at least a driver and another person, and then the truck has like a bunch of people in it, and then they are pulling about probably, now that you took 2 of them, 8 other people.
Okay. I am going to. This all has to happen very quickly, doesn't it?
I don't know what you're planning, but maybe.
Well, I'm gonna try and save the warlord, but it's gonna be awful.
Okay.
I'm going to. Okay, the smaller one, who's not warlord size, apparently, because I just said whomever,
Mm-hmm.
is I'm going to immediately rig up a transfusion.
Okay.
So blood will be going into dying.
Perfect.
Does the warlord have a name?
The warlord does have a name.
Does anyone on Patreon want to be a very bad person?
Yes. This person's name is Emmett Sparks, but they just call him Spark.
Okay, Spark.
Or
See,
Sparks.
Spark is a name that I like, so now I'm kind of like, okay. So me and Spark now. Sparky, my guy, who is not my guy. I do not know this person. I know his name is Spark. I don't even.
Hey, he offered you a lot of barter.
I got a lot of money for this.
Alloy is getting a lot of
promised-
barter for this gig. It is an
I
extreme amount of
promised I'd be
barter.
available. So yeah, I'm into it.
It was the context of it. I was like, I will give you this lots of barter, but this is the situation you're in. Are you cool with it?
Yeah.
She's like, yes. I was like, yes.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I do. Mercenary doctors, scary people. So I hook up a transfusion into this guy, so at least he has some blood coming in. I know that there's like blood types, but this is an RPG game. We're not going to mess with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Blood is blood. I'm a doctor. I know this.
We're
the
not
second
judging your doctor skills here, Nika. You don't have to describe it all in detail if you don't want
for
to.
anybody to be like, excuse me. I was like, I'm sorry, are you in this game right now? Do
I'm gonna let
have
you know.
a med-
Someone's gonna leave the comment anyway now.
Yeah, I guess so. By the way, the second guy, who's the woohoo boy? The one who was excitable?
Oh yeah, they're like eagerly just waiting. These are all just like lackeys.
Okay, I point to them specifically, don't know gender, point to
Yeah.
them and I say, kill this one. Slice his throat.
Ooh.
Can he do that? for
Yeah.
me so I don't
Is
have
this to the
slice him
warlord sized person? Human.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, without he or they, you can't really tell what these people are. They have really white skin. They don't have like features that really make sense necessarily. They look like they've maybe been underground for a really long time, and their eyes are almost like white. Their skin is very like pale, and they're pretty skinny and lanky and tall. And so they like look at you, and glee is in their face, like their eyes light up, and you can see their teeth as they smile. They're like all kinds of rough looking, and they jump over the warlord's body and they just like slice open this person's throat. And then you just hear clacking, like they just make these weird clacking noises that are like really excited, and then the other person starts clacking, and then the person that has the mask over starts clacking, and it just sounds like a lot of weird tribal noises happening inside of this vehicle as like blood is like gushing out of this person, and then another person just like shouts, like the person who's having this blood transfusion is like like horrified at what they're seeing right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to people who did not want to see that. Also, I loved everyone else's facial expression going. But yes.
So I'm like, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, human moles. They're like mole people. Exactly. Nice.
This is gonna be tough.
Well,
Okay.
I think at this point, you can just make your roll again. You will
Yeah,
have a...
I'm trying to figure out if I want to like actually do a whole chest transfusion.
Oh, like if you want to take
living
his...
in the weird future.
Well, we'll see how well you roll, and then we can decide on
Yeah,
that.
and then
I
we'll see
think
what we
you're
can
going to
do.
get a +3 on this roll, just because you have 2 bodies here. You have like a third... you have a lot of, like, almost not necessarily barter, but you have things at your disposal that are helping you and aiding you in this.
Okay. So forward help interference is 3.
Yes, you get +3, yeah. It's almost,
Yeah.
it's like you have this one person who's assisting you, and then you have these 2 other people who are
Dead. They're dying.
Yeah,
for the cause.
you're using them as barter pretty much at this point.
Okay. How? I had +3. I'm quitting.
Oh, yes.
This is ridiculous.
That is
Okay.
ridiculous. That's a 7. So,
Think
Of
about
course,
that,
a
it could've
success
gone.
is still a success.
Yeah.
it's
Kinda.
still
It succeeds partially. I had a +3.
this is just very hard. This is a
Oh.
difficult thing that you're doing.
It's true, and we're on a slow road, and I don't know these people, and I can't communicate very well,
No.
and it's all very difficult. And my
Your cat sees your stress. He's like, I'm helping, Mom.
yeah,
Oh.
no, he's doing the exact opposite of helping. He's just like, oh, I heard you're stressed. Gonna knock shit over. That's what cats do. I
Aw.
love him, but geez. Okay.
So now you're going to roll your weird.
Another weird.
Yeah. But you heal 1 segment. Oh,
The
Oh,
best
you didn't add
part-
your +3.
The best part of this.
wait, you didn't add your
I am
+3.
working with 3 people right now.
Wait,
I
did
have
you add your
technically-
+3 to this roll?
No, I didn't.
Okay, re-roll.
So that's a 7.
Our rule is if
Okay.
you didn't add the right amount, that you completely re-roll. We do not add to your roll. That is our roll for it rule. It works in your favor sometimes. It doesn't in others.
Okay. Because I was going to let you say that I have technically 3 patients right now. So if I failed that roll, it would be 4 people who would all be experiencing severe trauma.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna be dead by next episode, and I have done nothing.
you're not
Okay.
gonna die.
Never
Well, maybe.
allow rolls. Hey, I did it.
There you go.
Okay.
I was like, wait, that doesn't seem right. I don't think you added your roll because I was looking at the math.
It would be 1. Yeah, I'd have to.
All right, with that is an 11. That is a success. So you do heal them. They're not completely healed, like their clock is not completely healed, but they are stable now.
Okay. So
There's something else that happens with this.
Okay.
You put your hands on the body. Maybe this is kind of like an interesting thing where you have one hand on one body and one hand on the other, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think what you feel is this strange sense from the maelstrom. Your mind, I think you were telling me that what you see is visions of healing. That's how you heal.
Yeah, it's almost like a daydream, an imagination. In this panicked mode, you know how when you're trying to visualize how to get out of a situation, and then you almost trick yourself
it's like
into being like, it just grows out, or this just happens. Or
yeah. I just want to understand to describe it. It was the same with
Adrios.
Adrios. I wanted to understand how you do your weird stuff.
Yeah,
I like that everyone does this through visions, though. That's cool. It makes it easy for me to describe. Yeah, so you put your hands on both people, and you have this moment where you actually see the one body, and you see it slowly deteriorating, getting older, wrinkles, and it's like you're pulling the life force out of them, and you have this spark. Because, you know, his name is Spark. This little wisp of, like, a soul, and you fill it into this other body. And I think you almost envision this other limb, and it is similar to how your body is, how you have all these stitches of different parts. You envision this part of this other person's body onto them, and that is what we see. We see slowly this form of a body, and the clacking around you gets louder, and it almost, all of this combined together feels like this strange magical blood ritual / like surgery that is just like this weird strange thing for you, and you come back to, and the body is one. It is this other person's body with the warlord's body with this other person's partial body, and then the other person just goes limp, and half their side is just gone, and the clacking is getting louder. Even the one that has a mask on is just clacking, and they're just like making these weird tribal noises and just getting very excited. And the warlord kind of sits up, and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he nods at you.
Mm-hmm. And I go like this, which is the universal pay me.
Yes, and I think that's when we're gonna pan back to the other group. I love that. Yes. We pan back over to Bluefin, who's sauntering up to this group. Are you acting drunk? Is that what you're doing?
I match their
level
of inebriation, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you match their level of inebriation. Two of them are fairly, like, they're having a good time. They're not on duty, and they're talking to this other person who is on duty and who clearly hasn't drank as much. And that is the person who sees you kind of walking up to them at first. The other two are just joking, having a good time, and you come up.
Hey. Oh, isn't it so great to have discovered such a lovely, loving community?
They both look at you and they nod, and the other person nods. Like they nod, they in agreement. One of them says, "Yeah," and the other kind of like agrees with you as well and says a few words here and there.
Thank you so much again for taking us in. I mean, we were so lost, and to have found your commune, your just thank you. Can I have a bit of that drink you're having? And I just gesture at one of them that's drinking.
Oh yeah, the one that's drinking like hands you theirs, just like eagerly, and is like, "Yeah, no problem. Here you go."
And so I just like
and the other looks at you and
take a sip.
Yeah, the other looks at you and says, "So have you decided? Are y'all gonna stay with us?"
Oh, I think we just might. We've seen so many horrible things out there, and we find so much peace with you all, and Rex being reunited. It's just so good. It's such a breath of fresh air from the horrors we've been experiencing. So thanks again. Oh, I forgot to mention the child. I saw her. She was playing around with some little latch or something, some hidden door over that way. Do you mind? Maybe we can go tell her to stop or something. I don't know what she's messing with, but it's...
I think they are concerned, but they're not sure if they're like, I have to stay here on duty, but that's also important. And I think I'm going to have you roll a manipulation of some sort.
All right.
There are two options here. One is that you could do the subterfuge moves, which would mean that you're the bait.
Subterfuge.
Which you can draw them away, which I think is kind of like you're not necessarily drawing them into a trap, but you're drawing them away. They won't suspect you. You can go that route, which is going to be a cool roll. Or you can go the route of seducing or manipulating, which would be more of like a fast talk type of thing, which is going to be a hot roll.
Ooh, okay.
But you're going to get different things out of each of these situations. But those are kind of, I think those are the two options that are happening right here, right? Like you're trying to either manipulate them into coming with you, or the other option is you're trying to like be like, oh no, like you're using some type of bait to go check this out with you.
Is the bait the cool stat?
That is a cool stat, yes, correct.
I'll do the bait then.
Okay.
My hot is not so hot.
Hey, but is it a highlighted thing? That's the question.
Oh, it is highlighted. Wait, when it's highlighted...
That means you could get experience for it if you use it in the session.
Maybe later.
Okay.
I'll just go with the cool. Okay, so I roll.
12. Woo! All right.
Wow.
Pick one of those options. On a 10 plus, you choose two, so you can pick two of them. This is in the battle moves section under subterfuge moves.
Okay, so subterfuge. Here we go. You're the bait.
You're the bait is what you're doing right now.
So I can choose how many? One?
Two.
Two. Oh,
Because you
yeah,
got a 10 plus. Yeah.
I play because if there is a secret door somewhere, they're gonna beeline to it because you've told them that's where the problem is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I guess
if they just go in a direction without, that's not where you pointed, you're like,
Yeah, exactly. I guess I want to draw my prey all the way into the trap.
Okay.
So wherever they think this trap door is, or whatever, this thing that a child should not be messing with.
Yeah. And then you get one more.
Oh.
Get two.
And then they don't suspect me.
Perfect. All right, yeah. You walk them in the direction and they go with you, and I think you continue to walk forward and so you get them to go away. The other two people that were there that weren't on duty are like, all right, man, good luck with that. Glad I'm not having to deal with that. I hate kids. And they kind of mosey on around, and they're still drinking and having a good time. And this person is now sobered up. They're like in work mode. And so they're like asking you questions and trying to get as much detail. And you're answering flawlessly. Like they think that you've seen this kid go into a place that they're not supposed to go into. You get to this grate where like it's like almost like one of those air vents, which you wouldn't know that that's an air vent because they're like from a long time ago. People don't even use them anymore. Like maybe there's stories about them being air vents. Now people use them for other purposes like storage. Some people sleep in them because they are safe. So they kind of like rip off this this grate that's on there and they climb all the way in. They climb into the vent, and you're just standing there. You're like, yes. So you could close the grate on them if you want, but I'm guessing you're not going to do that because you don't want to be suspected.
Actually.
Okay.
Well, okay. I don't want to have to roll. I mean, what would I have to roll to mistakenly try to fix the thing? I'll pretend. Okay. Bluefin just kind of picks up the grate. Oh my god, it's so heavy, and feigns inebriation, just like, did you break it? Here, let me, oh god, I'm gonna fix it for you. And then she just tries to put it back in place. Am I helping you guys? What do I roll?
Oh my gosh. All right, now you're the cat, I feel like. You're not certain you're the cat or the mouse. Here you go. Roll sharp for me. On a hit, you decide which you are, and on 10 plus, you can take +1 forward as well. On a miss, you're the mouse. I like that. That makes the most sense here. Because, like, that person's going to find that you're... Clearly, you did this on purpose at that point, right? And they're going to try to chase you and you become the mouse. Or the other option is that they are the mouse now and then you're the cat. So, yeah.
Okay. So roll sharp, I guess.
Yeah, roll sharp. And no one's assisting you. No one can assist you because the other two are going the other direction.
Here we go. 12. Oh, partial success.
8. Partial success. So that is not a +1 forward, but it is still a success. So you can choose if you are the cat or the mouse. I'm assuming you want to be the cat.
Yeah.
So on a 10, you're not a 10 plus, so 7 to 9, you've had to follow them where they wanted to go. They say where. On a miss, your prey escapes you. Okay, so I think what happens here is they're far enough in where they don't realize that they're trapped in there. And you are on the outside of it. You're like, all right, cool, we're good. And there's still a potential that you could take it, like, pull that back down and help them out and be like, oh, that was a mistake, it's fine. But now they're kind of stuck in there for a little longer. But they're already far enough in that it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense to everybody? But when they come back out, they're going to be, like, suspicious of you a little bit.
I'll just hang out by the grate and just...
But it will buy you time.
Try and keep an eye.
Yeah, it will buy you time because, like, you can fiddle with it. If they're not back yet, you can fiddle with it and be like, oh no. We'll have to see how that goes. Now, for the other two of you, you see your moment that you can slide into this area without getting caught.
Phoenix says, "Let's go to Rex."
Okay. Were the other two, like, off-duty guards still in the area? Or did
They're
they, like,
still in the area, and there are a few other guards that are still on duty, but they're not in the doorway. So in this case, I think you are trying to sneak past, which is going to be basically you're the mouse at this point. So you're going to be rolling cool. You could one of you could roll it and be the main person that's kind of in charge, and the other can assist. That could be an option. Or you can both just roll.
Do you want to roll Bentham, or should I?
It was cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 2 cool, and it's highlighted.
Me too. You should roll.
Does one of you want to assist, or do you both want to roll?
I'll assist.
Okay. Let's do the assist, which is going to...
Nope. I failed at assisting.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I can't support you in any way.
I think I know what happens here. But go for it, Bentham.
All right. 11.
11.
Yeah.
All right. On a 10 plus, you escape clean and leave hunter hunting. So you make your way through, slinking in. I'll let you describe how you do this, but even though you do, I don't think Phoenix does quite. Phoenix, Eaton sees you.
No.
And stops you for a moment. So you're going to be chatting with him for a little bit. And he's just like, hey. He's a weird. That's how he acts. That's totally how Eaton says hello.
Relatable.
Hey, girl. I'm just kidding.
Hey. I thought you were drinking. So I gave you some space.
I was. Where's yours?
I didn't get one yet.
He offers his.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Phoenix, like,
Where's
down.
the rest of your friends? He says friends like he's not sure if they're your friends. So he's like questioning like if they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they're my friends. They're, I don't know where they went. They're probably around somewhere.
Did you think about it, what I said?
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it all morning. Or evening. It's probably evening.
Yeah, it's evening now.
There's still a lot I need to know before I make a decision like that, even.
Well, what more do you need to know? Like I said, I'll try my best to give you answers. You trust me, right?
Mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah, Eden. I mean, you know why.
Enlighten me. It's like the biggest word he's ever said.
Well, Phoenix looks somewhat impressed. I don't know. How about the last time we saw each other all those years ago? You decided to turn on me and left me high and dry. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Rex backing me up. So, like, yeah, these people are my friends.
Well, I'm glad he found you. And I was young and stupid.
Yeah, we're still one of those.
He grins at you when you say that. And I think we're going to pan over to Rex. What young and stupid thing is Rex doing? And show it, like, explain to us how you slink away as this conversation is happening between Eden and Phoenix.
And maybe it's like I was like just behind, like Phoenix was like looking around a corner to see if it was clear, and Eaton was there, and I'm like, okay, that's not clear. I'm going elsewhere. And well, I guess like find another route round, and then as for getting past the actual guards, I'm wondering, like he probably does something like throws something down the corridor and then runs in behind them after they go and investigate the noise.
Nice. Perfect.
Like the classic that really is not a good idea because then they're on alert, but it's fine because I'm in there now.
Yeah. Someone goes clamoring after, like, the sound of something going down the hallway, and they
like what random things would be just around and about that I could like
maybe a candlestick or something of that sort, and you just kind of chuck it down the hallway, and you make your way through. As you're walking
with the metal holder, there's a nice clatter.
Yeah, and as you're walking, you can see more of these rooms, and you're looking out. You're specifically looking for where Gregor McCain was staying, and so you continue walking until you do eventually see the space. I'm gonna just ask Phoenix: is there anything you did want to talk to Eaton about?
No, I think I'm just buying time. I would probably ask him again for more information, like dig in and try and get it, like what's going behind the scenes here that he knows about, because I know he knows what's going on. He's just not telling me.
Okay. So maybe we'll pan back over to the conversation there. I just didn't know if you wanted to like quickly shrug him off and then follow Rex, or if you wanted, because there would be an opening for that, or if you wanted to just have a conversation with Eaton at this point.
Oh, I absolutely want to back up Rex in that case. Yes.
Because there's, if you want to get more information, then that's time, right? So I'm just trying to understand.
No.
So less
Rex
information.
Is more important.
At this point, I think, Rex gets further down the hallway. Eaton finally leaves you be. You kind of chat with him a bit, and he sees one of his friends who's calling him. He's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'll find you around." And you're like, "Yeah, sure." So you part your ways, and then finally you're like, "Thank God," and you find your opening, and you slide in through, and you follow. You can see Rex down the hallway a bit, and Rex, you hear a noise. It's Phoenix. They're not being very quiet. As quiet as they should be. And you see them back there. And you can either pause and like wait to catch up, or you can keep going, whichever you choose.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll just be like, this way.
Okay.
I think we're clear.
Now the two of you are walking together, kind of keeping maybe your distance, hiding in different corridors as you're moving through. You're being slinky about it. I think with an 11 roll, very successful. You get to a point where you finally see the door that Phoenix had mentioned, the one that kind of takes you back past the garden. And Phoenix did see that, or I say garden, it's not really a garden, it's like a tent outside. But you see the doorway, and You attempt to open it, but it does not open. The great door that is the feat for every RPG player.
No, no.
Cool.
You jiggle the handle and nothing happens.
I'll try to wrench it open with my cyborg hand.
Nice. I like that. All right.
Do you want me to go aggro on it or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's just going aggro.
Aggro is more like an intimidation. It used to be in first edition. Aggro was what you're talking about, but it is no longer, and they still have it worded like that in the book, which is very confusing. I think you're seizing by force, probably. Like you're.
Yeah. Oh, where is that?
That is in the battle. Well,
Oh,
it is in the battle
I see
moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're
I'm
assaulting
like
a secure position is what you're doing, which is a variation of seize by force.
Cool. And then the amount of harm I'll inflict on it will determine it. Cool. So I'll roll plus hard, which I have a -1 in. It's fine.
Is it at least a highlighted stat?
It is
I was gonna say I
highlighted.
could assist, but
I got a 9. I got a partial success.
Okay, partial success. I think you get it's almost like a clock at this point. Then you pull it open with your just like your raw arm, and I think for you, Rex, you're like, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden you see what they're doing, and you're like, whoa, it's pretty intense. But they're not able to completely get it fully off the hinge, and so the door is still a little bit of like stuck. So it's still not full. I think if you do one more tug, then maybe it will come loose. But now someone will definitely know that someone tried to break into this door.
Yeah, totally.
That is the downside of it, I think. But it's almost there. It just needs like one more like pull, and it will be free, even with a partial.
Roll again.
Yeah. Unless
it's just like I need me one of those.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Okay. Another partial success.
Yeah, and I think you hear this whirring in your arm from like the different mechanics that are inside of it, and it sounds like it's struggling. And you're like, maybe I'm gonna need to fix that later. And you pull the rest of the doorway open, and it unlocks, or it doesn't unlock, but it like comes ajar, and now you're able to walk through. But it definitely looks like someone broke into this door.
Cool. No worries.
Like the latch is still locked. We've just bent the door enough that it's no longer in the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix nods to Rex to head on in.
And the two of you sneak your way in to this area. Now, in here, you do see some more offices. There are like different office rooms. There is like another private like investigation room that would be like where you're interrogating somebody. There is another room that looks like it's maybe like a holding cell. So it's another one of those type of things with a sliding door, but has no bars. So it's just like this one door that you can slide a thing open in. But it looks like people are held in that area. And then there is like another security gate that is on the edge, and like a little reception area that has been turned into more of a lounge. Like it looks like a lounge, but it used to be maybe a reception area a long, long time ago for workers, employees that would come in and swipe their badges. And you can go through any of those those rooms, whichever you think might be applicable to what you're looking for. But that's what you see upon first like inspection of this hallway.
I want to look for like some like personal storage of Gregory, like anything that he would keep from any like containers and stuff that he wouldn't let anyone else access.
The office, the main office door is the one that is also locked. So maybe that's the one where you think maybe, oh, they're locking things up. Maybe it would be in there.
I will go for that door then.
Okay. Who would like to open it? And how would you like to open it? Would you like to forcefully open it, or are you going to lockpick?
I'll try this one. I think forcefully open it. We've
All
already
right.
broken one door. They know what's
Same
going
type of
on.
roll.
He gets out the big knife and like tries to lever it open.
Yeah.
The driver and the gun lugger, not subtle.
No.
Nope.
Your one, like, your more sneaky people are not with you.
11.
11. Woo. Yeah, explain to us what it looks like as you open this door.
Yeah, he just like wedges the knife in like where he knows the latch will be, and just kind of like wiggles it around till he like can like twist it out, or like, basically just mangle the lock enough that it pops out of.
Yeah,
the
it
thing.
pops out of the thing and off the door hinge and onto the floor. And you, I think what happens is Phoenix catches it, right, as it's going. Like the two of you are combined doing this, and Phoenix snags it right before it almost hits the floor. We see this camera shot of that, and her, their cyborg arm, like, picks it back up and hands it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you
I will
push the door
hurry in.
open. Inside the door, inside this room, you see a desk and a bunch of look like filing cabinets, and a cot that's on the floor. You see what used to maybe be some old monitors that are clearly not working anymore, set off to the side. Now at this point, those things can be used for barter because the electronics can be used for them. But that's what you see. You're not gonna be able to carry them. They're heavy. You're gonna carry like all these monitors out with you. I mean, you could, but then people are definitely gonna see you.
show back up to the celebrations. Just like what?
Yeah. That's what you see as you just enter the room immediately.
Yeah, I'll rifle through the filing cabinet then.
You rifle through the filing cabinets. Phoenix, what are you going to be looking at in here? Or are you going to be keeping lookout?
I will keep lookout.
All right. Phoenix keeps lookout and kind of peeks around the corridor as Rex, you rifle through these things. Now, you are specifically looking for, what is it exactly that you're kind of looking for?
If he's keeping paper records, there might be records of the bad things that are happening. Like, I want to just see a file labeled like slave output monthly.
That's what you want. Is that what you're going to
It's a
get?
graph, and it's like production is
I
up
think what
this
happens
month,
is-
less of them died.
Yeah, what happens is initially you open some of these filing cabinets, and actually there are files of what looks like old prison cellmates from a very long time ago. You're looking
Damn
at
it.
years, you're looking at these files. These are people that probably don't exist anymore. They're all probably dead. It's kind of shocking that they're in such good condition, actually, for how long it's been. Sometimes when you open a file cabinet, like dust kind of filters out, like someone hasn't opened them. But as you're looking around, you do find one that looks like it has been used more recently, and you slide open that one.
As he's going through, he's just like, "Oh, Golden Age records. They're all full of crap. Who cares what color your eyes are? What even?" There's like, apparently this guy murdered like one person. Who notes that down?
I don't know. That's useless.
Yes, I love it. Yeah,
Carries on.
it's just like, all these different like files on these people who are like murderers, people who have done horrible crimes back in the day. But for you all, this is like your everyday thing. Oh, someone murdered somebody? That's nothing new. So I like that your context there. But you see one of the doors that looks like it's been opened more or less, and more often than the others, I should say. And it's next to the cot. You kind of tug at it a little bit, and at first it doesn't go ajar because it looks like it's locked. But you're easily, with your 211 so far, the two of you are able to get this little file cabinet open, and you open it up. And inside is no files. There is a little box, and you pull out the box. The box has like this ornate decorations on it. It looks like it's made out of wood, and it has little carvings. The carving of the black sun is on top of it. You pop open the lid of the box, and inside is a book. You take out the book. You open the book. And you die. No, I'm just kidding. You open the book, and what you start reading it is a scripture of the black sun. And maybe you read like the first chapter of it, and it really feels like it isn't scripture in the sense of like there's a God that's going to come save people. It is more of how to bring hope to people who have none, and telling stories. And as you go through, like there are tabs on the side, and it looks like maybe these were repurposed from the filing cabinets, because actually you're like looking back, you're like, oh yeah, there were tabs missing from them. It looks like they were scratched out, like some kind of prison name was scratched out, and now it's been flipped over, and now it says somebody else's name on it. And when you go to like the first tab of the first name, you read it, and it's actually like all very inspiring stories about people who have survived. And some of these people are people who are here, who are still at this encampment. And as you go closer to the end of the book, closer to the front of the book, it appears that these are people who, like I said, they're all people who have survived things, and it kind of tells like a little bit of their story, and these are all inspiring stories. What's the other thing that you find in this book? You have to spend quite a bit of time if you want to get into more details, but I think like that's initially as you're like panning through really quickly and like sift reading through, that's what you're reading. And it looks like the handwriting changes throughout the time. Like the beginning of it was in a different handwriting than later, and it doesn't look like it's probably like 5 different people's handwriting that you're seeing.
As he flips through this, he's like, there's no dark secrets.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, it's just more of the same hope, survival, everything will be great stuff.
All right. So
does it talk about the Black Sun? Like, does it say in the book like praise the Black Sun and like by the?
I think in
grace of the
parts of
Black
it
Sun?
does. I think parts of it does. You do see that phrase being put in there a few times, quite a bit.
So I'm wondering, like, is it written by people who believe in the Black Sun, or is it written by people who are like, so just make up this Black Sun thing and tell them that that's this higher purpose they're serving, and then they'll do good stuff?
It's written in the sense of the Black Sun is more a symbolism. It's a symbolism of hope. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, he's just reading this and is just kind of confused, like, no, this can't be it.
Well, is there anything else around? I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just one book, right?
You look back in the drawer. You were distracted by the box and you pulled the box out. But further in the drawer is, or underneath that box is a piece of cloth. And you lift up the cloth, but something falls out of it. And what falls out is a little coin. You've not seen coins like this in a long, long time. It's a quarter. It is worth a lot.
I've never seen them this shiny.
Maybe that's like their treasury or something. I don't know, Rex. If this is all we're gonna find in here, maybe these people really aren't as bad as we thought they were.
It can't be that simple. He like wraps the coin back up and puts the book back in the box and puts it all back. So he's like, this is worthless. I can't sell this.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe we're being assholes.
It's not right. It's too good. There's got to be something else.
We could check the other rooms, I guess.
You can check the other rooms. You can also keep the book if you wanted. Obviously, I'm just giving you, like, if you were sifting through the book really fast, like, that's all you're getting from it. Like, you could actually sit and read the book, but that's going to take, like, a long time, right? Because it's a hefty book with like years of history.
Could you get a feeling from the book? Like open your
Ooh,
brain?
you could open your mind. Yeah, you could try that. Do some weird stuff if you want.
That sounds like fun.
That seems like something with your trauma, Rex, that would be.
Yeah. I think
Fitting.
maybe. Yeah, before he puts it back in, he like takes another flip through, and he's just like intently staring and just trying to like demand the book give him answers.
Yeah, you're like this can't be it. This can't be all it is, right? And I think are you gonna try to open your mind to the maelstrom? Is that what your goal is here?
Let's do it.
Adri's so excited. She's like, yes, everybody goes weird. We have Alloy going weird too. Everybody's doing it.
Oh, got a 7 just.
All right, let's look at a 7 on a. Ooh, a 7 and 9.
The 1 and a 6.
I give you an impression. You already know all there is to know. The MC will tell you that. On a miss, be prepared for the worst. Okay. So you get an impression. All right. You hold the book. And I think my first question for you is going to be, when you get weird, and maybe is this your first time ever opening your mind to the maelstrom, and maybe it happens on accident, kind of how Alloys happens on accident.
It's probably happened from time to time, but maybe usually in the middle of combat.
Okay. What is it like for you? Do you get visions like Bluefin and Alloy, or are yours different?
It's probably that kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, I imagine it's like very chaotic flashes of stuff. It's never just like, it's never a complete scene. It's just blah blah.
Okay, yeah, I can work with that. You put your hand on the book, and you're kind of like almost internally screaming and being like, there's no way that this can be it. There has to be more. There has to be something nefarious happening here. Yeah, tell me your secrets. And the book trembles in your hand. The emblem on it brightens, and for you, this is what you see, and you see flashes of this symbol, like, and you're blinking, and like like with a flash grenade goes out or something like that. It's bright. It's very bright, and you're just having these flashes of this symbol, and it's almost like it's like ingraining in your mind as like it's hitting you in the face, and then all of a sudden you see images of someone reaching down. Nice, Bentham. You see someone reaching down and grabbing someone's hand. You see an image of someone holding someone and embracing them. You see an image of someone like hanging off the side of a cliff and another person pulling them up off of it. You see another image of a small child and another person being separated from them. You see an image of, what would this be? An image of...
It's like I flip through the book, and with every page there's like a different image.
Yeah, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I think that like it ends with this image of these faces. And at first you see an old man, and he has like this really long beard. And then you see another face, it like warps into this other face, and it keeps going until you see Gregory McCain's face. And then a flash of the symbol in your face again, and then it ends. I hope that helps. I don't know. That's what you get from it. This is what happens when you do weird stuff. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he drops the book and steps back, and he's like, it doesn't make any sense.
What'd you see?
Hope.
She's like, what the heck? What do I do with that? Like, I love your expression. Kira, you're like,
well, I don't know. I guess put it back.
He puts it like carefully back in the box, and he puts the box back, and he tries to make it look like he hasn't messed with it.
yeah, don't mind the door that's, the lock is unhinged off of it. It's fine.
It's gonna be pretty obvious that we were the ones who did this, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, Phoenix says, Yeah, I don't know. This is obviously not what either of us were expecting. It seemed a lot worse here when we first got here. I guess just all the rumors and like what Eaton and his gang were doing. It just seemed wrong. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just us. Maybe we just expected it to be horrible because all we've seen are horrible things.
I just don't. I don't know how there can be this much good without anyone suffering. It's got to be what Eaton and those are doing. They're stealing from people. They're stealing people.
Yeah, we haven't really seen those people though, other than like seemingly happy and living their lives and eating good food.
Good food. In quotations.
Good to us, I guess.
Yeah, it's food.
I don't know. Come on, let's go check out one of these other rooms. Maybe there's something else around that we're missing. And we can always like keep an eye on them, right? If we're here, I mean, we do need some cash.
Yeah. I'm a bit hungry. The food was good. It was like snacks.
All right. So the two of you are going to kind of look through the other rooms is what you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe narratively or
Narratively,
something
yeah.
else to find. Yeah.
I think what happens here is we pan back to Bluefin, who I want to see how they handle this. She is acting inebriated, puts this thing back up. It's been a while. It's been a few bits of time, and you see Phoenix and Rex coming out of the corridor. And Phoenix and Rex, you looked down the area. You didn't see anything else. Like most of what you saw was those rooms. The room that had the most things in it was the one with the filing cabinets and things of that sort. Maybe you saw where they're stashing some food and stuff of that sort. If you went into like the reception area where it's now like basically a lounge. And the cushions are really comfy. It looks like they found some really comfy cushions and put them in there, which, is probably comfier than the other areas for people, which is, a little bit mean, but,
We got him.
Yeah. And you didn't really find anything else of value other than what seems like some kind of like weird scripture book, right? Do you decide to hide that you broke the lock? I don't know how you're going to do that, or do you just leave it?
There's probably a really crappy attempt by Rex where he just kind of like puts the broken bit of lock back just kind of on the door, and it's obviously like if anyone touches it, it'll just fall off again.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. Like if you're not specifically trying to like
it makes no difference in how broken it looks.
Perfect.
It just also looks like someone put the thing back on top of the thing, like it would make a difference.
Then that happens. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That can easily happen. Bluefin, the gentleman now is crawling on their way back, and you can hear them kind of shouting to you like, I don't see anyone. I can't find any. I don't even see a attempt of someone crawling through. It's dusty. And like they make their way back towards you, and he's like, hey. And he's like starts banging on the grate a little bit.
Hey, welcome back. While you guys were gone, I fixed the grate, and I hold up my water thing. I found more drink, and I've just been drinking it. It's so good. Oh my god, I'm so happy. How
That's
was your
great,
adventure?
but like, can you open this? How did?
Yeah, I could try. And I just kind of like look to see where
you see Phoenix and Rex.
Phoenix and Rex are.
Yeah,
Nice
sliding in.
out.
They're super acting like they're fine. It's fine.
And I'm just like, okay. So I just like pretend to do a sloppy job of like trying to open it. I think I got it. Sorry, I thought I fixed it, but I guess I have to fix it again. And then I just,
it falls backwards and you fake land on the ground with your roll earlier. Perfect. it's believable. He crawls out and he's like, he helps you back up, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And
I'm fine. Thank you. Is the kid okay? Did she go in there?
I told you I didn't see a kid.
Oh my god.
Here, let me take that from you. He like picks the grate off of you and puts it back up, and
Thank you.
it's like this whole thing, and they're looking around, and all of a sudden you see Adrian running like in another direction, and you're like, no, that's where she is.
Oh, okay. She's fine. We're fine. I'm so sorry.
It's
I
okay.
thought I saw her.
It's better to be safe than sorry. I'm glad that she's okay. Just maybe lay off on the drinking. Maybe you're seeing things. It has been known that if you drink too much of that stuff, you will start seeing things.
Oh, I guess I'll be careful then. I'm gonna go back there. And I just kind of like stumble back towards
yeah,
Phoenix
totally.
and Rex.
Yeah, you stumble back, and he's just like, what the heck? And then he kind of looks around for a moment, and then goes back to his station. With that, we're going to pan over to Alloy. As you are handed your money, and you are making the travel, or you are traveling with this group of people. And at this point, it's been, some time, a little bit of time has elapsed. And you see yourself sitting next to this warlord who is kind of chatting with you. And they actually speak in an English language. Mm-hmm. But they also
can actually understand them.
Yeah, like you can actually understand what he's saying to you.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit broken, and
that's fine, it works.
he sits next to you and says, "You think."
I think?
He points at himself. I think.
We think.
He nods and smiles.
I pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I want to learn a little bit of their language.
Ooh, okay.
I want to pick up a couple words here and there.
All right.
And how many people are in the group total?
From what I've already described to you, what you're seeing in this travel, there are 2 jeeps with people in them. You have a truck that's filled with quite a bit of people, and then you have 8 people now that are are chained, and then you have this bigger box that you're in now. And it's probably just you, the warlord, and 2 other people in there at that point, because the other people have either been like, because they're dead, they've just been thrown out the back, or they're back in their stations where they belong, or tied back up. Like the person who you blood transfused is probably, like, unless you killed them. You can do a blood transfusion without killing them.
I mean, the torso donor.
Yeah, that person's dead.
Is dead because he got the slit in order to do the torso transfer, as it may be. But the rest are probably living because I've been taking decent care of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a thing that Alloy's been doing a fair bit of. She's been kind of bargaining to take care of these people who are all chained up as well.
Okay.
And this is beneficial to the drivers and stuff because they don't want sick people, and she's kind of just dealing with it.
I will say that you can spend one of the barter that you get. So you were going to get, how much barter did I provide you?
You said 4.
4. If you spend one of those barters, I can guarantee you that all of those people are fine. So you would get 3.
No.
Otherwise, there may have to be some type of rolls. That would be like your...
I'll roll for it. I'll totally roll for it.
Okay, yeah.
What's the name
In
of the
spirit of
channel,
roll
isn't
for it, you're going to roll for it. I like that. Yeah, so
credits.
What'd you say, Ben? I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's a joke.
Okay. Yeah, so I think in that spirit, if you would like to heal, or this is more of a manipulate because you're trying to talk him into like letting you do this, help these people.
I think that there's
It will be, because the healing part, I don't feel like you're gonna have to roll for it. It's pretty easy to heal. It's gonna be a hot roll. So for to manipulate, in the sense of like, it's more of a fast talking. Like you're fast talking this guy in broken language,
Yeah,
trying to get him
we
to let you,
understand each other a little bit. So
help these people who he thinks are, below him.
But yeah, and I have to explain in a general way that the better off they are, the better off he is.
Mhm.
Like, it's just, I'm bored and I'm itchy, so I just really want to do this. Okay, oh my
Yeah,
god, oh my god, oh my god. Where did the roll go?
I don't see a roll.
I rolled it and it didn't do anything.
Sometimes
they take
roll
a
again?
second.
Sometimes roll 20 has hiccups.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Yeah, maybe try again. There we go. We'll take the 9. We'll take the
let me
9
go-
because
Okay.
it was rolled first.
I don't know what happened.
It's
Better
roll
than
20
a miss,
probably.
so that's good.
Yeah, we'll take the 9. So with that, a 7 and 9, they'll go along with you, but they'll need concrete assurance, collaboration, or evidence. So I think they're gonna let you do it, but they're super suspect. And so I think what happens is that whilst you're doing this, there's people watching you at all times. Like, you're never alone. Like, the warlord's there, his minions are there, they're watching you intently. If you do something even remotely fishy, they're immediately like, you just hear like this tribal, like, weird clacking noises happening. But I think for the most part, you're not trying to deceive them, right? You're like legit just trying to heal these people and make them better, right?
I want to. Yeah, I'm just caring for them. I've
Okay.
also wanted to one of two things,
Okay.
which is be able to demonstrate that they're like doing better. So part of it is me bringing Spark around and being like, see, and being able to like pinch cheeks.
They're walking faster. The people are moving faster. You're traveling a little bit faster because you've healed them. Yeah, you're totally
They look better. And so like I'm literally showing on a day by day basis. See, and they're like, "Oh," so I'm hoping that works out. Secondly, in picking up some of the language, I'm specifically trying to pick up a little bit of what Sparks.
I think
Spark
with a
says.
partial here, you are not going to pick up the language.
Damn it.
That is the
Can I
part that
just
does not
parrot
happen.
Something? Is there like a certain click noise that I can do? Because I kind of want to be able to, when they get super excited, command respect from the under people. So
I
like,
think
just
maybe down the
saying one of
line, but
things that
not
he
at this
says.
not at this current moment is that
Okay,
going to
damn.
be a thing. But we
It's kind
can
of like picking up a curse word or two.
But yeah,
you know,
like along the travel, that
fancy
is going to be your goal. So I can we can say that along the
Okay, yeah.
travel, your goal is to kind of pick up bit of the language.
Yeah,
And
not
we'll
even
roll to
exactly
see how much
functional.
you pick up as we move forward.
Yeah, aggressive order language.
Yeah,
not like, hi, how
aggressive
are you?
clacking.
Or good, but like the kind that's like shut up. I want to learn how to say shut up.
Okay, cool.
And stuff.
Oh, we will see if you learn how to do that. The next side of this is going to be before we go to break. The three of you, Phoenix, Rex, Bluefin, you finally meet up. I'll let you have a little bit of conversation, and then something is going to happen, and then we will wrap things up for our break.
So, did you find anything, you two?
Not really.
Nothing?
No signs of secret, underhand, anything.
Nothing?
We found a book.
What was in it?
Yeah, it looks like there's been like a bunch of leaders over the years, and they all are like the Black Sun preachery person, and they tell everyone to be nice, and then they're nice, and it works.
I don't understand this.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't find anything, so maybe the best thing we can just do is keep an eye out.
Yeah. Something's
They
not right
might
here.
notice we broke into their office.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
did you cover it up? Did you fix it?
Kind of bent the door.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious someone broke in.
Right, all right. I have an idea. You both did not do that. If anybody asks, just leave it to me. I think I have an idea.
Okay.
We can
Okay.
blame it on someone, something.
Eaton.
Whoa.
I mean,
Not
what?
eaten. Something none of them would want here.
It's fine. You know, I can take responsibility.
No. And then I kind of make sure nobody else is listening. And I get closer and just kind of whisper to both of you. Let's just blame it on a mutant. A mutant rushed in, just tore through the doors, and leapt out of here. Let's leave it at that. How does that sound?
Sounds complicated, but
Sounds great.
Okay. Because in my vision, with the other guard, they were slaying a lot of mutants. Mutants have brought a lot of pain to this group of people, and I'm sure they'll latch on to that narrative very willingly, so.
Maybe that's kind of like stoking the fires a bit. I mean, you know.
It's about time we did.
Okay.
Let's find out the truth behind this place. If it's not going to be some obvious thing like a secret prison or something, maybe it has something to do with the mutants.
Yeah.
Maybe we're eating mutants.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's a horrible idea.
So is your plan then
I
to
regret suggesting this.
you're both Phoenix and Rex are going to be like, we didn't do anything, and Bluefin's going to take it from there with the mutant story. Is that what the goal is here?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Now the three of you are huddled and chatting, and you see a group of guards coming in. They're like completely different people than you've seen before. There's about 4 of them, and in the center of them they have a small person that looks like they're just like in between them. They're not like holding them or anything like that. And there's one of the hoods over their face, like the hoods that you all wore. Phoenix can see that. One of the guards like pulls it off of the person, and it's this small guy that has like a wood leg, and one of their arms and half their body is like mechanical, and he's just chatting, and they're all kind of like laughing, and he just walks into the room. The other 4 leave, and he walks into the room, and he's got like these big bags, and he's kind of opening the bags, and there's a bunch of people who kind of huddle around him, and you see him kind of handing things. There's exchanges happening, and then after a while it dissipates, and you see them walking towards you. Specifically, they're looking at Phoenix as they're walking towards them, and Phoenix, they're like probably 5 foot. They're short, like short for human. Comes over to you and is like, I got something for you. And he hands you this scroll. And I don't know, do you take it?
Yeah.
In your journal is going to be a thing. There is a note that is handed to you. You open it up. It's nothing fancy. It looks like actually it's written on that receipt that was in the side of your car pocket.
What?
Yeah, she took it.
Just like.
And on the other side of it, this is written. You can read it out loud if you want. It's in
where is it?
Roll 20 in the notes section.
I'm looking in my notes. But I don't see anything.
There's a folder called Notes.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, okay.
It's from Alloy. You got your hands full, figured I'd take a job. Warlord's got something nasty and some sick cargo, headed to the Vanished Lands. Can we get a pickup? Huh. I guess Alloy needs a ride.
How far are the Vanished Lands from here?
Not too far.
Probably like a 3-4 day travel.
Okay, far.
That's not that far. Like if you go from other areas, it's going to be even further away, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, we're going very slow.
They're going very slow. You'll probably catch them along the way if you go to meet up with them.
Okay.
Crippling pace.
Yeah, they are going at crippling pace. They are not the brightest of peoples. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
So what I was just going to be, have you considered putting the
Them
slaves
into the vehicle.
on the vehicles?
They don't have a lot of vehicles. This is ultimately the problem, but yeah.
Oh my god. So I guess we're heading.
Can we stack people? How does this work?
They don't want the people to touch them.
That's fair.
Should
That's
we-
funny because I'm the only person who like is actually interacting with these folks. That's pretty wild.
All right, then I guess we should go, Rex.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. And then we're not here to rock the things.
And are you having this conversation in front of this person who's standing there? Like,
No.
Okay.
I assumed they'd shuffled off.
no, like they hand you the note and they're like, they're waiting.
In that case, I don't say that.
But you could say that in your own time outside of the. This is then we'll fast forward and then we'll go back.
Cool. Okay. Is the person like waiting for something else or?
Yeah, they're waiting for you to read the note.
Oh, okay. So I've read it. Should I give? I guess Phoenix will be like, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. What's it say?
Why do you want to know?
Knowledge is important, I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure. But this note's for me, not you. So.
All right, well, I tried to get some information from him, but fine. Who's to say I didn't read it?
He didn't open the note.
That's what he just said. He's like, who's to say I didn't read it already?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are you asking me, dude?
Just curious. Got my reasons.
You know a lot of things, huh?
I do.
You normally pass notes between people? Is this like your job?
Notes, items, objects, people.
Is this person someone of import?
Not to you, but to Alloy.
Yeah. Could I roll my reputation? Like when you meet someone important,
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
if they've heard of me.
Yeah, sure. They've definitely heard of you.
You know who I am.
You know that.
Exactly. It's a 9.
It is a 9.
So it actually doesn't say what to do on a 9. I guess it's a hit. So they've heard of me, and I would say what they've heard.
Yeah, sure. What have they heard?
So maybe they've heard of Phoenix Impala, who supposedly died in a car fire accident and came back to life, rising from the ashes.
Okay, cool. I like that. And yeah, I think that they lean in and they're like, You're the Phoenix Impala, right?
Yeah, that's me.
I've heard some stories about you.
I bet you have.
Might be a reason why they call you Phoenix, after all.
Well, that is my name.
He nods like with a knowing nod and kind of looks over at Rex and Bluefin like, do they know? Rex looks confused,
I don't
so
know.
he's like, guess you didn't share your stories with them. I have
know
a similar
something.
thing. And he kind of like shows his arm and leg and he's like, kind of like nods at you. And he's like, you're looking for parts, let me know. I'll be around. Name's
Actually,
Nuke.
I could use a fix.
Nice. Yeah, he says, name's Nuke and offers his like mechanical arm to shake yours.
Cool.
We have we have like a cyborg arm handshake that happens there.
Yes.
And he looks at it when you say that and kind of like twists your arm a little bit, not like aggressively, just kind of like looking. And he's like, I might have something for you, but I would want something in exchange. That's how things work. I give you something, you give me something.
Fine with me.
All right. And obviously, like, you didn't take any harm or anything like that, but I assume, like, there's an exchange of items between the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally I would say, like, if you took harm legitimately, we would have to exchange an actual barter, but
Yeah.
for story
Okay,
purposes,
that makes
we'll
sense.
story barter. Yeah, and so Nuke will hang out. He'll be around if you want to talk with him, but I think, like, that's kind of what happens. You get this letter, and the three of you now perhaps have a discussion to make if you're gonna travel off to help Alloy. And Alloy said "we" in that letter.
Yeah.
Who was Alloy with?
No idea.
Find out after the break. We're going to take a little break. I know we started our break a little later, but thank you all for tuning in. If you're enjoying this, be sure to give us a follow here on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. All of those things help support us. And of course, you can support us at or at patreon.com/rollforit. That is where all of the goodies are if you want to help support us in that realm. Again, we have some cool stuff coming up, so you definitely want to tune into that. And we'll be right back after this short break. Get yourself some snacks and go potty. Bye. Be back.
Waiting
All right, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of Dawn of the Others, episode 3. We're kicking things off with a little bit of they just had a party. It was, a party for some people. Other people are intent on trying to see what horrible things are happening at this prison, but have yet to find anything really horrible yet, other than people trying to survive and finding hope through the Black Sun League. So, praise be the Black Sun. I'm just triggering Bentham. So we have our scene is going to be starting off with obviously the 3 of our party members who are together. We have Phoenix, Rex, and Bluefin, who are still in this prison. They just talked to this fellow named Nuke, who's introduced himself to Phoenix and knows who Phoenix is. And apparently knows a story about Phoenix that the other 2 maybe don't know. And has implied that. They've also provided Phoenix with a little bit of an item and has said, if there's anything else you need, let me know. So now Phoenix has this contact as well. Meanwhile, Alloy has sent a letter to Phoenix through Nuke requesting some aid. And Alloy, on the other hand, has had a very stressful day. The morning started off with getting a gig and being on this gig trying to heal this warlord who has had a really rough time. Fortunately, with much care and many trials and tribulations and the use of one person's blood and the other person's entire body and soul, has now given life back to the warlord and has kind of been befriending Alloy in this interesting, eclectic way, as they can't really communicate as easily with one another. It appears that this warlord does speak English, but not very well, and they mostly communicate through these interesting tribal, like, clecks and clacks. So, pan back into the lovely prison here, the 3 of you. I don't know if time has passed or if you all want to just have this discussion now after Nuke has walked away. But, Phoenix, you have this letter, or this little note.
Oh yeah. So I thought I shared it, but Phoenix will say, it looks like Ally needs some backup. We should probably go pick her up.
Well, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Take a break from this commune.
Yeah, I mean, I guess y'all don't have to come with if you don't want to, but
it'll be good to be away from here for a little while.
I agree.
Cool. Let's go.
Rex, you see your family there. They look like they're enjoying themselves as well. Your father's drinking, chatting with a few of the other gentlemen there.
Yeah, but before we go, I should go over there and then go over to my parents.
Yeah, and Bluefin and Phoenix. Unless Phoenix, do you go talk to anybody else or?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Let's go and talk to
Bluefin and Phoenix. You actually see Adrian walking towards you.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to her.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with Rex. You see your father, he's chatting with another gentleman, and your mother's kind of sitting off to the side, chatting with someone else.
I'll wander awkwardly up to the 2 of them and try and grab their attentions.
Oh, as soon as you are coming over that way, your father is just like elated that you're on your way and kind of motions off. You maybe don't hear exactly what he says to the other gentleman, but they both turn to you and they're both looking at you as you walk over, and your father has a very big grin on his face.
Thanks for the food, but I need to go for a bit. We're picking up one of our friends.
But we just His face all of a sudden changes from this happiness to a serious look on his face, and he's like, we just found you, son.
Well, yeah, but the message, we gotta go and do that.
Well, can't you stay longer? I mean, we just got you back. Excuse me, and he kind of motions away from the other gentleman, and the other gentleman's like, whoa, she got really serious, and kind of gives you your space, and he moves off to the side with you, away from your mother's earshot. It says, I don't know if your mother can handle you leaving again. George, it's been so long.
This isn't my kind of thing, this place.
What more could you want? What kind of place would you want? Have you found a better place? I have heard word of Paradise Falls, but none of us have found it yet.
Paradise Falls isn't real. And this shouldn't be either. There's something not right, and I don't know what, and I've been all over the place out there, and nowhere gets this nice without hurting people.
He nods at you. Doesn't say any words, but nods.
So I've got to go back out there because that's what I know. And you should pay a lot of attention to why things are so nice here.
He kind of looks off to the side, like not looking at anything, like thinking, you know, like when you look off to the side because you're thinking. And then he looks back at you with a serious look on his face and says, I understand what you're saying. But you'll come back, right? You'll return to us.
Yeah.
You could
I
join, and maybe they'll help you find your friend.
I think Rex like shivers. It's like, I'm made for a certain kind of life.
There might still be a place for you here. Maybe not in this facility, but you know Eaton. Eaton doesn't live here, but he's still part of this. A revolution. We can make them all better.
I can live here when I know how. It's how it's possible.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of like shakes it. Not like aggressively or anything like that, but like endearingly. And says, you always have a place here, George. I will talk to your mother. She'll understand. But don't let it be another 7 years till we see you again.
How many years?
Or whatever, how many years it has been.
It's more than 7.
Okay. I don't know how old you were when you disappeared versus now.
Like young enough that he barely remembers that he had parents before.
Gotcha.
It's probably more like 12 to 15 years or something. I don't know how old I am.
Yeah, I don't know how old you are either. So I guess he'll say the right number then. Sorry.
It won't be.
Promise me.
I promise I'll come back.
and he's gonna hug you if you allow. He goes in for a hug.
I awkwardly also hug.
He's also awkwardly hugging. You're awkwardly hugging together, and there's this, the camera kind of zooms around as you're hugging, and I think it pans back over and you can see your mother over your shoulder, and you just see a tear kind of down her face as she looks over at the two of you hugging, and I think she knows. And we're gonna pan back over.
There's one last
Oh,
thing.
go for it. Yeah, sorry.
Like Huggy says, you promised to me you'll be honest with yourself. If there's things you've seen, if there's things that don't add up.
Ooh, you broke up.
Damn it. If there's things you've seen, if there's things that don't add up, you like to believe that it's right. I grew up in a place like this. But it was worse, I think, I hope. Maybe I'm wrong.
And I think he does like a squeeze a little tighter. And then you, let's go. And he looks at you and holds both sides of your shoulders and says, I don't know what they did to you, but I don't think this is the same place that you grew up in. And it saddens me to know that. And he just looks down like in shame, as if like he feels guilt for whatever happened to you. But, you know, it's self-indulged guilt, if that makes sense.
I hope you prove me wrong.
And he looks back up at you and nods. We'll make this place a better place. And I hope you'll be there with us when we do. And then the camera pans. And we have Phoenix and Bluefin. We see Adrian running towards you, smiling, and she just jumps up and like hugs you around your legs.
Oh, I embrace her back.
Thank you. Both of you, thank you.
Of course. I'm so glad you're back with your father. Y'all seem to be very safe here for now. Just rest, child, and please create some good memories with your father.
I will. She breathes heavily in and heavily out. Again, still kind of a little wheeze.
Mm. And I lean down and kneel next to her. Adrian, if anybody does anything bad to you or your father or anybody you see here, please let me know. Let me know and I will make it right.
She nods. A little scared, but nods. And her smile kind of goes away a little bit, but then she agrees and she's like, you're leaving, aren't you?
Yes. But just for a little bit. We will return. We just need to go get our friend.
She smiles. She says, Alloy, you're gonna go get Alloy.
Mm-hmm.
I like her. I don't think I'd be here. Tell her thank you.
We will.
How will I tell you if you're not here?
I want you to close your eyes, and if something bad is happening, just think of me. Hold this while you're doing it. And I just kind of give her a little stone from my pouch, just like a little semi-precious stone.
Do you have a barter?
I think I have one.
I will guarantee you that when she holds that stone, if something bad is happening, that you will get contacted if you give me that barter.
Okay. I will do it.
She takes this semi-precious stone, remove one barter from your list, and she holds it really close and to her heart. And she says, I will. I'll do that. And then she hugs you again.
Okay. I embrace her and just say, goodbye. Please be safe.
But I want to give you something too.
Okay. You don't have to, Adrian.
And she pulls out from underneath her like shirt a necklace and unlatches it and puts it in your hand. And all it is like a little circle with a hole that has a chain on it. And she hands it to you and says, and on one side of it just says Paradise Falls. And she hands it to you and puts it in your hand, and it's sitting there, and she kind of clasps your hand close with her two tiny hands, holds your hand, and she says, find Paradise Falls for all of us. I've only heard my mom talk about it, and we need to find it. All of these people, they're not going to be able to survive here that long. I've been in a place like this before.
Me too. You're so strong for getting through that, and I know you're gonna get through this too, Adrian. You didn't have to give me this, but...
You should take it. My mom would want you to have it.
We will find Paradise Falls for you, and for your family, and for all these people here. Just stay safe. Put my hand on her shoulder and just kind of gesture like I'm gonna leave, I guess.
Yeah. And I think at that point, we can kind of fast forward things. Obviously, Phoenix, you talk to Eaton probably. They help you. They're going to put masks on all of you again. So they put the hoods over your heads before you leave, so you can't see how you got there, other than obviously Phoenix. And this kind of like convoy will escort you back out into the desert, unless there's something else that you all would like to do. And I don't know how you want the scene to go with you and Eaton, Phoenix, but I think there's a moment where like your vehicles are both like side to side, or maybe you're outside of your vehicles. You can kind of paint the picture for me of how you'd like this to be, but the conversation between the two of you that is had.
Sure. I think Phoenix is avoiding Eaton.
Or maybe there's no conversation that happens. That's fine. Yeah.
Up to the point that they're leaving. And I think if he doesn't like start a conversation, there probably won't be one. And maybe they'll, some kind of one last thing, maybe he's like, I don't know, are you coming back? And Phoenix is like,
I can have him start the conversation if you think like that would be the way that it goes forward. Yeah.
I think Phoenix is avoiding him.
He's just like,
I'd like to add a little context to this.
Ooh, okay.
For one thing, Phoenix, Alloy has never asked you for a pickup.
Okay.
That's not something that's ever happened in any way. You know that like she would go off with people, but
you sound a little quiet, Nika, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'll just got this. A pickup has never been asked for before. Cool. When you cross paths, it's very circumstantial and it happens that way, but it's never been something that has ever been specifically asked before. And so take from that what you may and what you glean from this, which is it could be something stranger than it seems because it's like, it's not just, oh, we're just going to go pick up a friend. It's not really a favor. It's something stranger than that, because why would this come through?
Okay. Cool.
So it's like, you're not like, you're not Alloy's chauffeur.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So something strange is going on.
It sounded more like you needed help, or there was more going on there than you could deal with on your own. So, hey, come back me up, please.
Exactly, something. Yeah. But like, she's never asked for backup before. It's really not her way when she goes her own direction and stuff like that. So it's an unusual circumstance.
So it might be worse than usual.
Yeah, it's something that's really weird because it just wouldn't happen. So it's not like,
okay.
you're not leaving for no reason. You're leaving because something's wrong. Seems to be the thing. So that way it could contextualize it a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you've all kind of told people that you're coming back, so I don't. Even Eaton probably thinks you're coming back, right? So
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
we'll
so
totally-
I think he
totally
comes
be
up
back.
to you and he's like, avoiding me. He
Yeah.
does. I'm guessing you don't have an answer for me yet.
No, I don't. It's I just need some time to think about it.
Like I told you, just be careful. And they'll know. I mean, you're the only one who saw how to get back there.
Does he mean out beyond the boundaries?
Yeah, you're the only one who knows how to get back to the prison.
Right, yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be that long. I'm just gonna go do a favor for a friend.
You're good like that.
Yeah, I guess I am.
He smiles. Well, I might not be here when you get back, but you know where to
Why?
find me.
Oh, because you might be like at the Oasis or
Yeah.
something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Hey, it's been really good seeing you the past 2 days.
Yeah, same. I hope you'll be able to forgive me someday.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I think like he just kind of, the two of you kind of look out at the desert as you say those lines. And unless you have something else you want to add to it, I think maybe there's a hug and a kiss exchanged and you part your ways.
Yeah.
Okay. And the three of you roll off in this Ford Mustang, slowly driving down the dusty trail towards your friend. Pan over to your friend, who I think at this point is, I'm imagining you sitting like at like a little campfire, and because it's nighttime at this point and everyone's being very quiet, but you have about 2 or 3 of these people this group of people that are with you, and you're trying to listen and learn their language. You're hearing them chatting with each other. You see the warlord kind of sitting on this, like, on the back of the truck, like they pull out this huge chair that is made out of like bones, weird things. Just looks like a very strange like ritual chair, and they like pull it out from the back of this trunk. Like the truck mostly had this chair in it. And so you have like 6 of these creatures, like, or people pulling this thing out, and they like sit it down on the ground, and he goes and he sits on it, and they all like clack and cheer, and then he raises his hand and he pulls out like a staff that he's been holding. It has like some feathers and stuff on it, and which are super rare. Like you don't see feathers a lot these days. And he makes some like clicking and clacking noises, and the others quiet. And silence kind of falls upon the group as the night takes over. And you can look up in the sky and you see a few shapes. You know, some people might think they're moons or whatever they might be, but there are like 3 or 4 circular shapes that are in the sky. And you listen in, and I think what we're going to have here is a kind of a learning. Like you're going to try to learn this language, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to learn specifically.
And again, you sound quiet.
Sorry. I'll turn it up. How's this?
It's better.
Okay. A lot better, a little better.
A little better.
Okay. Let's go crazy. How's this?
That's better.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Maybe an auto did something. I would say I'm looking specifically for commands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm paying a lot of attention, not to what everyone else says so much, but to what the warlord is saying, to
Yeah.
what Spark is saying for the most part. And I'm waiting for things like one word or like very monosyllabic or very like terse utterances
Mm-hmm.
because I want to learn to command them.
Yeah,
So-
maybe like after, you know, you've had a few nights of this where like, you know, he does the staff clacking thing and then everyone quiets and you're
Yeah,
like,
and I'm like-
it's a repetitive thing that you're like, okay, now after this night, after this third night, like I maybe you've got a hang of it, right? So I think for this, it's going to be a sharp roll.
Okay.
And this is going to be a homemade roll, so there's no stat for something like this.
Yeah,
we'll
this is not going to be so hot.
10.
Just kidding.
You pick it up.
I'm
You
an
pick
expert.
up yeah,
The
you
clicky
pick up this one word that is, you know, quiet. The word
Yeah.
quiet. And or not maybe not quiet, but like
I
silence.
don't even know what it is. I
Yeah.
just know that it causes people to shut up.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
And I don't think the word necessarily translates to quiet or silence, but it's definitely a word that makes people hush.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, and so it's like this guttural click and clack that you've got it down. You have the tangible sound that you can repeat.
Cool. And so, like, very quietly, when everyone else is asleep and snoring or doing whatever they do, I sort of practice it to make sure, because I don't know if I can make those sounds. I don't
Yeah.
know if I can replicate them.
Totally. They're
So
weird
occasionally
sounds.
I'll do it quickly. Another thing is, the people they have, they're prisoners. Do the prisoners speak my language?
Ooh, the humans, the actual
the
looking, the normal looking humans that are
Normal-ish
maybe
looking
just
people. Do they
hungry.
speak my language?
Yes,
So we've been able to communicate a little bit.
yeah. You can communicate with them.
Yeah.
Like
I've
the
been
one you
very-
got the sliced open and the one that you injected with the blood, like did the blood transfusion. Those people can totally talk to you in normal human language, English language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
These
this whole
other
time-
people are like, I think a good example is like they were like mole people is what someone else said, and I think that's a great example. Like they live underground, like they are not, they have evolved. They are a different type of creature at this point, but they look humanoid.
Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, I'm still able to talk with them a little bit, but for the most part, I of course I'm not friendly
Mhm.
because that would set that off, and they
Yeah.
don't really. They can sort of understand what I'm saying.
And maybe you
Or at least
only try to talk with them at night when no one's like paying attention, right?
I don't really do
Okay.
so.
All right.
I'm upkeeping I'm being very careful about it for the
Okay.
most part.
Yeah.
I don't want to raise any alarms because there's a lot of them and they will kill me. And there's only one of me so far.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, like it's I've never been mean to them apart from murdering them in cold blood. But for reasons.
But none of them saw that.
Oh, that's fair. But they did realize that only one person came out.
That's true.
Like Bob is here now. What happened to his friend?
Yeah.
And the warlord is healed, and that's strange. But yeah, just very clinical discussions. Can you raise your right arm for me? Okay, good. How does this feel? Okay, good. So I think that we're on like pretty comfortable levels there. So like they can tell that I'm taking care of them, and that's
Yeah, you've been healing them. Like I said before, that wouldn't be a role beyond
Okay.
that role that you did to persuade him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's great. That's kind of all I needed to know for the
Right.
most part. But under my breath, I've been doing some little clicky clacks and trying to learn at least that without anyone knowing, because I don't want them to know that I picked anything up. And also,
Did
it's
you
fun.
want to have any conversations with any of them, or try to talk to the warlord or anything of that sort?
Sure, I'll talk to the warlord a little bit. How
Okay.
long has it been since I sent that note? Do I know approximately when they would get there?
You don't know where they are, so you don't
Yeah.
approximately. You could approximate how far it would be from the oasis, or like a little past that, because you were with them then, but like there's been time passed between that. So altogether, probably 6-7 days by the time they actually arrive have passed.
Okay, so we still got a couple more days.
That's all together is going to be about 6 or 7 days before they arrive near you.
So from now, from this night, or from later?
This night is when they're going to catch up with you.
Oh, it's happening like
Yes.
soon.
So there have been 7 days that have passed before you have seen them.
Okay. So I anticipate that any time now this could happen.
Yes.
Okay. And we all sleep outside?
It appears that the warlord sleeps inside that box.
Okay.
And there
in
are a
box.
couple people that are in there. You don't know if they're sleeping as well. They could be guarding him or whatever that may be. And the others kind of, the ones that have, it seems like they have more station, are sleeping inside of the vehicles. And the others are kind of guarding the people that are just sleeping on the ground.
I'm super inside there. I'm in these last couple days, I've been trying to get at least enough station. I think I'm deserved enough station to be inside one of the vehicles.
Sure.
In other words, I don't want to be seen from outside.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't maybe be practicing your clicking and clacking while in a vehicle, but yeah.
No, I'm outside quietly taking in the night.
Like, yeah,
air.
you go on a little stroll. No one bothers you.
You know, being casual about it in the evening, but at night, I think I'm inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm inside now and doing more listening and looking out the windows a lot. No. I'm not stressing it. I'm being very casual.
Okay.
I'm not waiting for anything because they might not actually come, so I might just be stuck here. So.
That's true. So I guess my question for you is, you wanted to have a conversation with the warlord. When did you want to have this conversation? Did you want to have it like during a travel while you're driving along? Or did you want to have it whenever you're sitting by the campfire in an evening? Or where did you want to have this conversation? And go ahead and start off the conversation. Once
you know what the funny thing is? I kind of don't. I don't want to talk to him.
Oh, okay. Then we don't
like
have
I
to.
feel like after a little while we've had discussions and whatnot. But for the most part, I think it's just been very cordial. And for like I've gotten what I wanted to out of the situation so far.
All right, cool.
And
I just wanted, because you had said that you wanted to have a conversation with him, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I figured it would pass the time, but also it's one of those things where it's like she's probably had conversations, but it's probably not on either direction. Like they're cordial and she's getting food and is safe and everything, and she doesn't know where they're going, and this has never bothered her before, so that's fine.
Well, you know the direction you're going. You know that you're going to the Vanquished Lands.
Yeah.
So.
If the situation gets dire, and for instance if they don't show up in the next like couple days, then she would be a lot more keen to do some talking and like actually bonding. But for the most part, she's just kind of waiting it out.
Okay.
Just to see.
All right, then. I think then this night, there is a moment where the warlord kind of stands up and everyone looks, and he comes over to you, and you're like sitting next to the campfire, and he says, "You have," and he hands you this. It's like a skull helmet type of thing, and he offers it to you. Nika looks so happy right now.
He's like, never mind, I love these people.
I do! My character's like, cool. I'm like, hell yeah. I take it.
And then
she
everyone
takes
lightly, quietly, because it's nighttime, makes these little clicking and clacking noises in unison. And he puts his staff up and like lowers that, and everyone quiets. And they all look at you. Do you put it on?
I put it on?
And then the clicking and clacking, they start doing it again, and then he like quiets them, which you now know like is like the sound that tells them to be quiet or whatever.
Oh shit, are we married?
You don't know what's happening. I mean, you could roll
happening.
to read a situation if you'd like.
Yes, I would love to.
Okay.
Oh god,
Do it.
yes. That's a
Oh
sharp.
no, read a person maybe might be the right thing. Let me double check which one makes the most sense for this.
I will just let Yeah, I think read a situation.
Read a situation makes the most sense, yeah.
Yeah, because I need to figure out what's happening. Because I'm like, yeah, let's just do this. And then, no, that's a terrible idea.
14.
Well-
Ooh. All right, I think you get 3.
I am now a god of this situation. I've never seen a 14. Did I seriously roll that high?
Yeah, you rolled a 14. I think we did have one other 14 in the past, but yeah.
Oh my stars. Okay, you know what? I have to actually open up the.
Yep.
Okay,
is gonna
read a
be-
situation.
Yep.
Let's see.
And if there's not a question up there that makes sense for this situation, you can ask me a different one. I can let you know if that makes sense for reading a situation. It has to be situation specific.
Yeah, I want to ask if this is romantic.
It is romantic.
Oh no!
You get the feeling that this warlord likes you.
He's never made a pass at me before. This
No,
guy-
he has not. He has not
funny.
like touched you or done anything like that.
Okay. 2, how ugly is he? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I can tell you what he looks like.
I'm okay. If he's Nosferatu looking, I'm still into it.
He is Nosferatu looking, for sure. He's
two.
strange.
And then this is a 2-parter. So, do they perceive me as female, and do they have female designation within their culture?
I've described them before. They do not look like they are a gender specific.
Okay, so I wouldn't be an outlier there.
You could call them they, them, he, she. Like, they don't really, like, associate with anything, so you could call them whatever you want. I think they would they would respond.
Okay. Okay, so that's ooh, good heavens. Okay. And the third is am I okay?
Bentham's like, I guess I'm a mole person now.
This is so difficult, but I'm gonna have to ask it. Is this a partnership, or is it? Am I anticipating that it's more like kept woman kind of thing?
Oh.
Like, do I get what their marriage is about?
I don't
You
think
wanna
this is
say that
marriage
I'm a warlord now?
specifically.
Yeah.
I don't think this is marriage specifically, but this is. You get the feeling that you're being courted.
Courted's good, but
But
I'm
it
wondering
does.
about like the.
You don't really understand the hierarchy of it yet, because like there hasn't been another person who is in power. It just seems like they are the only one that is like the warlord itself has all the control here. Like I think that maybe that's the answer is like they have the control here versus the other minions are just minions to them.
Okay, I accept. I take it.
You take okay. You take the crown knowingly knowing that it's not a marriage that's happening here. It is just a
Okay.
courtship. Yeah.
Yeah, I jam it on my head.
Yeah, you put it
Then I
on,
look
and like I
proud.
said, they do little clicking and clacking, and then he quiets them, and then everyone kind of relaxes for a moment. You see, actually, a few of them make space over by the warlord. Like, it's almost like they're building you your own chair. Yeah.
Okay.
You might recognize some of the pieces of that chair.
Yeah. I helped make it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I sit in my rickety ass, used to be a patient chair,
Yeah.
and she's feeling it. She's okay with this because suddenly she doesn't have to do the clicky clicks and it's not an emergency situation anymore, so she can order everyone else around. So she's feeling very comfortable now.
All right, cool.
Not just I have to fight my way into the hierarchy, it is now y'all have to fight to get me out of it. So this is good. This is good.
Sorry,
If there's one thing that Alloy loves,
drilling
it's a
happening
power-
outside.
Huh?
What was your question? Sorry.
Oh, I said if there's one thing Alloy likes, it's a power play.
All right.
So this is great. Okay.
Perfect. So that is how the evening is going for you. The three of you outside. Everyone else is like, what is happening? The three of you unawares are traveling towards Alloy, who you think is potentially in need of aid. I don't know if you want to have conversations whilst you're driving. If you do, we can pan to that. If not, you are going to find your way near them. So I don't know if there's something else that you wanted to chat about.
I think Rex looks very much lost in his own thoughts for a journey.
Yeah, I
Seemingly
think
not really knowing what to do.
I think Phoenix does too. I think Phoenix is just kind of quiet, getting into the groove of the driving itself.
What about you, Bluefin? Is everyone having this like stoic, quiet moment? I like that idea, like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, Bluefin is as well. She's actually looking at the necklace that Adrian gave her
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of analyzing it, just looking it all over.
Are you looking at it in the sense of you want to do like augury or maelstrom-y things, or are you just
Maybe.
looking at it like fiddling?
For now she's fiddling.
Okay.
For now she's fiddling, but
All right. Well, let me know if
thinking
that
about it.
fiddling changes into something else at some point.
okay.
All right. Cool. I think then, upon a few days going past, you have the day and night going by. There might have been a few like creatures that you've come past. Sorry, there's people drilling, so you're going to hear that in the background. I apologize for people. There are maybe some creatures that you come along the way, and maybe you divert your way from them, or you battle them, whichever it may be. But you find yourselves upon a camp. You can see there's a truck, a big box-looking thing that doesn't look like it's a vehicle on its own. It looks like it's being dragged. You can't see what's in between, but you can see like little glimpses of fire. And then on both sides, you can see, well, on one side, you can see that there is a Jeep in the way, but you can't see beyond that. So it looks like these vehicles, this convoy of vehicles is hiding or trying to hide a little campment of people. And that's what you see when you come upon it. Now you can take your time, you can follow them, you can decide what you want to do in that regard, but you don't necessarily know that this is where Alloy is. You just know that there's something coming up.
Okay. So I guess we'll cruise up and get a better look and see if this is, in fact, if we can spot Alloy.
Okay. Are you going to drive all the way up to like get close, or are you going to kind of stay back a bit and then do some looking?
Let's get close.
Are you all in agreement on that?
Yes.
Is this to like where they'll know we're there kind of thing?
Yeah, they're going to know you're there if you drive up to them.
Imagine there's kind of like some kind of universal greeting of just like a little bit of an engine rev, not tons because monsters, but just a little room, just to be like, hey, we're here. Don't shoot at us. We're not surprising you.
Yeah.
I think actually Phoenix is gonna go straight into danger without hedging their bets.
So Phoenix
Which it's not a roll. It's just
Phoenix is not going to use the normal driver's etiquette. There is some etiquette of language that we had talked about before with like the lights, and it's dark time, so like you would not use horns or revving, you would use lights. That's the etiquette normally that we've said in this world. During the day, maybe the revving and the honking would occur, but at nighttime, it's only lights that are used for communication. Phoenix does not use lights. Phoenix, do you turn off your lights?
I don't know. Whichever is the most obvious thing to do. I think Phoenix is frustrated with everything that happened and is like.
So maybe you leave them on and you just drive in.
Yeah, exactly.
You drive in, and I think what happens is as you get closer, one of the Jeeps actually like revs up and starts driving your direction. And you see like a very pale looking person kind of on top of the Jeep, like holding some type of weapon and pointing it in your direction. And they're driving up close to you. And I guess like you're all gonna collide if you keep going.
Cool. I will swerve out of the way, I guess, but maintain course.
Okay. Are you trying to use like a vehicle battle move, or are you doing this more of as like a narrative thing?
It depends if the person's actually going to attack us.
I think they will attack you if you continue driving at them.
Okay.
They will see you as a threat, as you are not using proper communication to chat with them.
Cool. All right. I'll send them a message so they don't attack us.
Okay. You have this intimidating moment, I think, actually. Would you mind rolling me like a go aggro to see how intimidating this vehicle exchange is, actually?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Because now it's not like, now I understand you're being aggressive about it, but you're not necessarily heading into battle.
Yeah, I'm literally going aggro.
And I think you get something for
This is
for
what the
going
move was made
aggressively
for.
at this, right?
Yeah. You
You get a
That's
plus one?
funny. We get a plus one?
For your the thing that is going into danger with full head on, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. I get
11. Woo! All right. I guess let's see. When you go aggro on a 10 plus, I think I choose. Right?
Let's see.
They will do what you want. Yeah. Like, I guess they stop. Like, the two of you are stopped, and you see this like very pale, skinny looking, humanoid looking creature that has very white eyes, and they start clacking at the other person.
Mm.
And they look over at you, and their lights blink as well in response to you. And like, you both kind of swerved and like, whoosh, like, but yours is definitely like, you're clearly the better driver. They're like, their car is almost gonna tip over. Yours was like a perfect like, what do you go, like Tokyo drift, like swerve in.
Yes.
And they're just like trying to,
Get just in their face.
yeah. And you're like, you're in their face, like
Cool.
maybe blinding them with your lights a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea who Alloy is with, so I have no idea
Yeah.
who these people are.
You do
or
not.
If they might be the right people. So I don't know. I don't know how to proceed.
Well, it's more of like, what message do you want to send to them,
Uh,
or do you want to shout out your window at them? Maybe not at night, because
I guess I'll send them a message asking about a doctor.
oh, what's the message exactly?
Is our doctor with you?
Ooh,
Or our angel, I guess I would say.
your angel, yeah, that angel, that makes sense. And I think there's some, you see the two of them looking at each other and making noises with their mouth, but you can't hear what it is because you're in your vehicle and your car's making noise, but you'll see them talking. And the lights beep back, or like blink black back at you and say, you come. And they start driving away back towards the camp.
All right, I will follow them.
Yeah. And so you follow in suit. And as you get closer, you can see, what you see is two little fire pits. They look like just like little makeshift fire pits. And then the vehicles that are surrounding them. And you see a large throne looking thing and a tiny chair that you can see Alloy sitting on next to this like larger humanoid white, like very pale skinned creature with a giant like headdress on. Like it looks ridiculous, and that person is holding a staff. You also see a group of people on the far back next to the far Jeep, now that you see like, oh, there's another Jeep back there. And they look like they're chained up, and they look like normal humans that look okay actually at this point. They're not, because you've been taking care of them, Alloy. I will say at this point they don't look as hurt as they did before.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what you drive upon. And I think as you get closer, a few of them come forward and they're holding weapons. Some of them are holding like melee, like staff weapons. Others are holding guns of some sort, or like crossbows. And they move in around your vehicle. So you have like probably like 10 people around your vehicle. in front of you.
Sounds good.
Alloy, you see on your end, you're sitting next to the warlord, and you see a vehicle, 2 vehicles coming back. As it gets closer and closer, you now recognize that body of that vehicle. That is a 1976 Ford Mustang. It has that sound that you have been hearing for weeks on end.
Time.
Yeah. You might be able to not tell the color of it because it's black, so it's darker, you know.
I'm pretty much waiting to see, like, I can read a situation to see how you all are reacting to this, because I've been setting something up here.
You didn't tell him.
But if you don't take it, then I guess that's it, right? Like,
You're saying
are you
out of
talking about
character.
us?
what?
What did you say, Kira? Because I think that's what we didn't hear.
Oh, yeah. Or were you talking about our characters? Or
Yeah, like how
the
are you
people?
3 feeling about this situation you just ran into?
Do you mean
There's-
out of character, or what do our characters feel?
Like in character, what are the
Oh.
characters feeling when they drive up on this thing?
Oh yeah, this looks pretty wild. This looks like the wild people out who are living out in the desert that you are somehow involved in, like some kind of tribal induction. Like obviously, like they like you because you're sitting next to their king.
Fair.
I think,
Rex,
yeah, what is the conversation in the car, actually? We can pan to that.
Yeah.
Rex is probably like, I have several questions.
It seems like they like her. I mean,
What is going on here?
Mole people, thrones,
Okay,
slaves.
I see that.
Adrios is so mad. Bluefin looks angry. Bluefin does not look happy.
Who
Yeah.
are these people?
no idea.
Wait, were the people who were bound? Are they also mole people, or is it?
No,
like,
they look like
normal
they
humans.
look like normal humans. Yeah. I know how
I mean, even
Bluefin
if
I know
they're
how
mole
Bluefin
people,
feels
I'd
about
be
this.
pissed about it.
Yeah, they're not. It's not cool that they have slaves. I have no idea what Alloy wants us to do.
Oh, she's got a few answers. She's got to give us.
Hopefully, we can talk to her.
Is
I
that
don't
the
know.
leader? Is she? I mean, he's more adorned than the rest, so I can only assume so.
Seems like it.
He's in charge.
They have captives.
They do.
Let's. All right, everybody, just be calm, I guess.
Okay.
See how she's doing.
She gets up and refuses to talk to you and just goes into the box.
Okay, you see kind of
And she tries to get the warlord to go with her. She like sees this happening and then like play acts to him that she doesn't want to see them and takes off into the box.
okay.
I am
He-
a mole person now. I have decided.
They
Successfully
he makes some clacking noises, points with his staff at the vehicle, points at the people who are chained, and he follows her. The others get closer and closer to the vehicle. Is there anything you would like to do before one of them opens the door? Because they're going to open the doors.
Rex, Phoenix. How
Oh,
good
yeah,
are you
they-
at Phoenix? How good are you at donuts?
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna use the car as a weapon in this scenario.
Awesome. All
I'm
right.
not really into them touching the car.
Do you wait for them to get close?
Yeah, if they're approaching us.
Okay. If you would like to use a vehicle as a weapon, you're gonna. I think it would be. So against another player, another person. I see how much damage that would be, but let's go to the war moves.
Yeah. Or maybe I can threaten them again. Like maybe
Yeah.
I can like make like I'm going to attack with my car. See if they'll back down.
If Phoenix gets like ready with the like the handbrake and stuff for the donuts, I think like Rex turns to Bluefin, is now holding the machine gun, is like, "Oh, you're in for a treat."
Here we go. Looks like we have a bit of a situation here. We cannot communicate with these people. They have captives. Those are humans. Why?
I know a language they'll understand. I continue to hold the machine gun.
All right. Well, let's intimidate them. Let's see if we can avoid, having to mow them all down. Can we do that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, so it's up to you, Kira, like what you want to do. Does Phoenix want to go aggro on them, like intimidate them, or do you want to sucker them, like attack them? But they're not helpless, really. It's more of like you're going to attack them with your vehicle.
Yeah, I think I'll threaten them. I mean, I don't know if we've properly threatened them yet, so I'll threaten them first.
I mean, they were threatened, but then they were like, come with me, and you joined them, right? Like, they are afraid of you. They are threatened. That's why they have their weapons out.
It's true.
Okay, can I do something instead?
Well, I think let's let them
Okay.
finalize what they want to do
Yeah.
as they're getting surrounded.
I want to turn the tide a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I'll spin the car around just as like a stay away from
Like,
us.
get away,
This-
yeah.
This is what will happen.
Okay, then that's a
Yeah.
go aggro. That is
Yeah.
a rolling hard.
Yes. It's a partial
7 and
success.
9. You want them to get out of your way. So I think
Yeah.
you swing the vehicle around. I don't know if there's any other dramatic look that you want to have, but you do so, and they back away. Like, they're like, ooh. Some of them like jump and dodge, but they definitely are backing away from the vehicle.
Cool.
And now, Alloy, if there's something you'd like to do.
So we made it back into our box.
Sure, yeah. If you want to wait that long of time.
Can I subdue him?
Ooh.
Yes.
Is there like I would assume it's a go aggro or a seize by force moment because there doesn't really seem to be a subdue, but I don't want to super kill him, but I guess I could.
Yeah, I think
I don't
seize
keep
by force is probably good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just a
you
hard
won't kill
roll?
him by doing a little harm to him, but you could
Yeah.
you can
I
assault
can-
and like secure your position.
Okay, yeah. I want to. He's gonna be my bitch in a minute. Okay. Do we get any bonuses for that?
I guess like you're trying to like bait him into the crate, right? Like that's what you're trying to do, and then
I'm trying to get him alone,
that would be
following my lead, and then
you'd be being the bait at that point. So I think like if it's a subterfuge type of thing, it's going to be rolling a cool.
it's not really a subterfuge. It's going to be overpowering him once we're in there, because he said. He
But
was
you are
small.
trying to draw him in to the vehicle.
I thought I already did that, but
But there's different contexts. If you're just trying to draw him in the vehicle for your like for non-aggressive manner, that's like a totally different thing than like I'm like pretending to do this, right? Like there's a difference between like we're just going to go to bed together versus like I am going to like purposely try to sneakily get you to come into this vehicle with me and bait you, and then I'm going to attack you. Right? Like those are two very different things.
fair.
Yeah.
Um.
One is an honest thing. One is you are not being honest. And there is a
Okay.
subterfuge element to it.
Okay, so I roll cool and then hard, depending on how
It
well
will be
cool goes?
cool for the bait.
Yeah.
Well, actually, trying to catch your prey. So I think you'd be the cat. Let's roll cool. It's still cool, though.
It's still a cool.
Yeah.
So, oh god, never mind. Okay,
And you
We're
get
in
it.
the
So they're there. They're in there. You are the cat. They are the mouse. They are there at your whim.
he knows we talked about cats. Okay, and then I'm gonna see
Aw,
if I
he's
can get
grabbing
him.
your hand. So
Okay.
you want to single combat him.
Yes.
All right.
And
So
subdue.
that is going to be a hard roll.
Okay. Any bonuses for that? He's alone. He trusts me.
No.
No? Okay.
No bonuses for that.
No!
Oh. You are going to suffer harm.
Okay.
You're going to take 1 harm. So that's
Can I try again
on your
after
clock.
that?
That's 1. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to try again. On your clock, that's going to be 1. You go
So
in.
previously I had 3, but I assumed that I've healed that over the course of the week that we've been together.
Oh, you had 1 section of your clock
Yes.
armed? Yeah, that would definitely have healed.
Okay, so now I'm back up to
That
3.
heals
Okay.
over time, that 1 clock. But now you're back at that 3 o'clock. Cool. If you hit 6 o'clock, then it does not heal as easily.
Yeah. No, we've been at 3 this whole time.
So, you go in, and what does it look like as you try to attack him? And then I'll explain what actually happens from his perspective. What was your goal?
I'm not subtle, so I just, once we get in there, I look towards the door that just ended as though I'm like going to explain something, and then I just go straight in his face and try to like get behind him and into a chokehold kind of situation.
Ooh. And you do that, but instead he swings your arm around and he pushes you up against the wall, and now you're up against the crate. The 3 of you probably see the crate jiggle, like move, like jolt a little bit. You don't know what that means, but you do see it like jolt a bit. And you can see movement through the holes on the crate. and she's and inside the camera sees like he's like holding her. She has one hand with the bone saw. I'm guessing you have the bone saw in your hand, right?
Yeah,
She's one hand with the bone saw that's like up against the wall, and the other is like here, and he's just like holding you up against the wall. He's done a little bit of harm to you, but not a lot. It's more of like the force that he pushed you up against the wall with, that you like your back hurts.
I have +1 in hard. I could
now because someone took harm. Now we exchange harm. So both sides simultaneously inflict and suffer harm as established. You suffer harm equal to harm rating of your enemy's weapon minus the armor rating of your own armor. So what's your current armor?
Oh no. Where do I find my armor?
That would be on your gear.
I don't think I've had to use it before.
I don't know if you...
I have +1
armor.
armor. That's
Right.
it, so just 1.
So...
Sorry, he's yelling.
He has not necessarily used a weapon on you, so I think you're going to take an additional 1 damage.
Okay, so I'm up to 6 now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't love this, but I did this.
Yeah, that's not good. And when you're on 2...
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
Yeah, it is dangerous. We'll see how it happens.
I did this.
Next up, I'm going to let you on the outside decide what you would like to do.
I guess, Rex, do you want to do something with your gun, like to order them around or something?
Yeah, are they currently just kind of staying back, staying out of our way, but maybe looking for opportunities to attack us if they arrive?
What's your question exactly?
What's the current approach of these?
They're like trying to get into the vehicle. They're like trying to open the door, and she swung the vehicle around, and she scared them away, so they backed up because they don't want to get hit by a car.
But they're attacking us. They want to.
They're trying to get you out of the vehicle. The impression is that, I mean, if you could read, I mean, you'd have to read a situation to really know what's happening here. If you want to do that, that would be a rolling a sharp to get that information. But I can only give you what you saw, which is you saw the 2 of them walking away, and then you saw the rest of them coming closer to you. That's as much information as you can get without reading a stitch.
Rex doesn't need to read a situation. He's got other people for that.
Right.
He's just gonna like get out the roof with his gun and be like, "Should I shoot him?"
Do either of you want to read the situation if Rex does not want to read the situation?
I guess I tell Rex, like, just try and scare them right now. I don't know. Shoot at the air, shoot at their feet. Give them a message.
Okay. I'm gonna like fire a couple shots in the air and also at the ground, just flip between.
Yeah, go aggro. That's another intimidation.
Alright, let's do it. plus hard.
Ooh, nice.
12.
Yeah. And your goal is to get them to back away from you, right? Like to back up. They back up further. They
Yep.
they
I'm like,
give you
"Come on."
distance.
It's
And
like,
now,
"Da-da-da-da-da," and then when some of them approach, I go like.
when that
"Da-da-da-da,"
noise
on the ground in
happens,
front of 'em.
Alloy, you hear gunfire. All of a sudden, they not only back up, but all of them immediately start jumping into vehicles. Some of them start pulling like the chain of the people, and they start like kind of getting like waking people up, and they put out the fires. Like this is all happening simultaneously. And I'm gonna first go to Alloy to see what Alloy wants to do, and then we'll go back to you guys to see what you want to do. Alloy, what are you gonna do?
Can I use? I want to see if I can subdue one more time, and use something, one of my stock, to anesthetize him and like use medicine on him.
Okay.
Like, I want to knock him out.
Mark your item gone, and you will get
Okay.
a +1 to that roll.
Okay. Oh my stars. Okay, so that's still a hard, right?
It's still hard. Yeah, if you're kind of battling him, it's a
So that's +1. Please, 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 please. Yes.
Ooh, all right. So with that, you are doing single combat, so you can inflict terrible harm to him. So that can be +1. Also, he takes damage. So give me the rating of your weapon.
It's a 2.
Okay, and he has 1 armor, so he's going to take 1 damage plus the extra damage that you just inflicted with him. So he's now 2 harm.
Is okay.
He's still alive, but he's taken 2 harm. Now, is your goal to continue to fight him, or are you trying to like escape and get away?
I tried to knock him out.
That's not going to knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just keep harming. Harm until he's nearly untenable, because I want to subdue him. Because then I can bring him back if I want.
Okay. That means that he right now you have the advantage, so if you wanted to leave, you could, but he's going to get his turn. So just making you aware of that. He also gets a turn. He also gets to do stuff.
I don't want to leave. No, I'm gonna stay in there.
All right,
If I die,
that's
die.
fine. I just wanted you to
Alloy's
understand,
over.
like, single combat is an exchange, so it is,
Yeah.
we're kind of like exchanging harm. Okay, cool. So now he is going to attack you, and as you're basically you stab him with this thing to like inoculate him, right? And maybe you're like, man, that should have knocked him out, but he's strong, and maybe like
Very strong.
maybe he's been taking drugs, you don't know. But he's still alive, and you're like, crap, I need another one. So you're like, maybe you're going to grab another one, and he kind of tries to grab your hand before you can do that, and he takes out his staff, and he's just gonna like whack you really hard with it. You can choose if you want to like try to get out of that situation, but he's going to try to like hit you.
Get out of the situation, as in leave the thing. I'm gonna stay in the box.
Okay.
This is duking it out.
All right.
I'm not leaving until I have him in a headlock, really. Until
Okay. Then you are going to take another harm.
Okay.
All right. Just making.
I'm
I just
not
want to make it
loving
clear. You take another harm, and then it is your turn again. You can try to
Let's go hard again.
go for it, and you get the +1 if you're going to use another one of those. But it's going to use up your. How many do you have left?
I have 4.
Okay,
stock.
so this 4 left.
So that's
or
a lot, and I still have 4 barters, so I can. You know what? I'm gonna use another one. Why not? Right? If not, I die. So
Yeah.
there's that.
So you have 3. You have 3 stock then.
3 stock.
All right.
Oops, no, and that's +1. Please, 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 please. Nope. That's a hard no. So
You fail.
I'm dying.
You're gonna you go in to attack him. And what is it exactly that you're trying to do? You're trying to stab him again with like the inject him, right?
Yeah, a syringe with.
Yeah, you try to inject him with the
sedative.
syringe. He hits you so hard with the staff that the syringe goes kind of flinging, and so it's kind of flung about. You're gonna have to like go retrieve it if you want. But he's going in to hit you again, and in that hitting you, he also scatters that across, and you are gonna take another harm. And I think you're at the point where how much your clock is.
I'm at 10.
One more, and you're.
Yeah, and it's 11, and then 12 is. But that's okay. When life is untenable, something happens. It's cool. It's cool. I'm just doing this. I'm gonna take this as far as I can.
All right. Crazy woman, go for it.
Go for
The rest of your party's like, oh my god, but we don't know what's happening. That's why I was like, maybe if you fumbled out of the vehicle, maybe they would know. But nope, it's fine. You do hear at this point the vehicles start rumbling. The vehicle that you're in is slowly like moving forward, and you can feel the rumbling of the vehicles happening. I'm gonna pan back outside. What are y'all doing? It appears that they're all scared crap. They just all pooped their pants after you shot that gun. You kind of know why, because anytime you make noise at night, they come.
Yeah,
I forgot it was night.
Rex is like, yeah, they're all running scared. Wait, it's
Bloopin's like, oh no, I forgot it's night. I was like, are you sure you want to shoot your gun? Okay. I
I
asked.
forgot it's night, but Rex totally did, and he's like, yeah, they're all running scared. Wait.
Oh no.
And you
All right.
hear, you kind of hear some weird noises off in the distance.
Cool. I'm gonna read a sitch on what's going on with Alloy.
All right.
I want to see.
Yeah, go for it.
To know.
You can see the vehicle was moving a bit.
I got a 12. That's ridiculous.
Damn! And that's with the only +1. Meanwhile, poor Nika rolled like with a +3 on her good stat, and it's still.
I didn't use a +1. It was just a normal, just my normal.
I know you didn't even use a +1. You just have like
Yeah.
your normal +1 for being sharp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tell me what questions you'd like answered.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I have to ask you questions.
You get 3. Yeah, the automatic harm it's very interesting because in 2E they do if you're going solo against somebody, you exchange harm. So it's like you do your thing, but they also do something to you, and it's like very dangerous.
It's pretty cool. I like it. What should I be on the lookout for?
At this current moment, you should be on the lookout for the creatures in the night.
Cool. Okay.
The mutants are coming.
Who is in control here?
Technically, you are in control, but specifically in regards to the group of those, I'll give you like a double answer here because there's multiple things happening. You are in charge of like the situation outside. It is clear that warlord is in charge when it comes to the rest of them. Like you saw the staff being pointed at your vehicle, you saw the staff being pointed at these people who you are assuming are slaves, and you see people, you could assume that they were going to chain you up most likely.
Right. Okay. And what's the best escape route?
To get Alloy out safely or just to get yourselves out? Because that's like 2 different types of things, right?
How to get Alloy out.
And also, if you wanted to save those other people, what that would be like. Those are 3 different situations, I guess.
Let's focus on Alloy first.
For Alloy, I think if you swung your car around to the back of that box car, you could probably get up far enough for it where somebody could climb on the back of your or on your top of your hood or something like that, or the side of your vehicle or something, and pull up that door and pull her out of there and get her back in the vehicle probably pretty easily.
Awesome. I'm gonna act on that and get a +1 to do it.
Yeah, sure. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Then
So I guess that's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go for it. What were you saying?
I think that's shoulder another vehicle.
That
maybe.
is shoulder another vehicle.
Yeah. Did you want to do something else first, though?
I think that you get to do your action because obviously this is just you thinking about it. Bluefin realizing we have this moment where everyone's scampering away. There's vehicles moving, trying to get out quickly. Everyone has their lights, or everyone is flashing lights because they're trying to communicate with each other. With Phoenix thinking and revving up the vehicle and about to swing it back around. Rex having a moment where he's looking outside with his gun and being like, "Oh shit." Turns and looks around, sees creatures on the horizon coming towards them. Bluefin also having this recollection of a moment of being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have told Rex to do that. Looking back and seeing that. And now roll to shoulder your vehicle.
Cool. That's a total +2, which is ridiculous.
Oh.
That's a 13.
Yes! Oh my god.
Nice.
So I guess Phoenix revs up the...
Yeah, you explained to me what it looks like.
Yeah, Phoenix revs up the Mustang and blasts through these people who are blocking the way, and runs up behind the vehicle that Alloy is in, kicking up dust everywhere.
And you're actually going to do harm to this vehicle. So you not only shoulder up on it, you nudge it, and you're going to do harm to that vehicle, not to your vehicle, to theirs. And on a 10+, you're going to inflict an extra +1 harm. So let's look at the vehicle harm because that's a whole nother section.
Yeah.
Okay. So vehicle versus vehicle. All right. So you do 1 harm to it. Unless your vehicle... Okay. Attacking cars... Okay, so it's your car's massive minus the defending car's massive. So what's your massive on your car?
It is 2.
All right, and this is a 2 as well.
Cool.
So it takes
0.
1 damage. Yeah.
Oh, 1. Okay.
So it is going to take cosmetic damage. So there are... you scrape the a section of it. And so it's nothing that's not going to make it functional. It still functions, but it is now scraped on it as you swing up the side. Now it'd be very easy for Rex to climb up on it if you'd like to, Rex.
Oh, definitely.
All right, boarding another vehicle is going to be a cool. So it's rolling
he
cool
drops...
minus the vehicle's speed. So the vehicle's speed is...
If they're traveling at the same speed, then I think it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. But what's your vehicle speed, Phoenix?
It is 1 +1.
Okay, and their vehicle speed is also... Oh, no, their vehicle speed is a 2.
Oh, wow, they're faster than me. That's fine.
Yeah. So it is minus its speed.
That's hilarious.
So it'd be a -1
Yeah.
to your roll.
Yeah, Rex drops the machine gun.
Because basically what's happening here is Phoenix is trying to stay up against this vehicle, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. But now you have to do your element of timing it so you can jump onto this other vehicle.
Yep, the machine gun drops back into the seat I was in. I pull out the pistol, put the knife in my teeth, and I'm gonna leap between the cars.
Yeah.
Or try to.
And I do want to preface that he did get the pistol back from Adrian. It was not RP, but he did.
Okay, -1 for the speed.
For people who might be
no, that's a
consistency.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this. What? Uh-oh.
Ooh, you fall off the side of the vehicle, and now you're hanging onto the windowsill of this vehicle, being dragged, and your legs are being scraped up against the ground as Phoenix is driving.
So am I on Phoenix's car or the other car?
You are on Phoenix's car still. But
Okay,
you're
that's
dangling
fair.
from the window, and your legs are hitting the ground. If you do this for long, you will... Well, I actually think... It doesn't say you take damage. It says on a miss, the MC chooses you're hanging on for dear life, or you're down, and good luck to you. Okay, I think you're just hanging there for dear life.
Yeah, you just see the fingers over one of the front windows, and I'm just it didn't work, I missed!
Okay, Bluefin, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do something, and then we're going to pan back over into Alloy.
hearing Rex. Oh my god. So the other car is also moving right now.
Yes. All the cars are moving at this point. Everyone's moving.
You're right next to the one.
You're
with-
next to the box car that has like the holes in it.
Okay.
And Rex is he's gonna get ran over if he doesn't get pulled up. He's like dangling on the side of the car.
I want to roll to first and foremost try and pull Rex back into the car into safety.
Yeah, if you want to do that, there's actually a specific role for this. Let me look at where that is. That is going to be defend someone else from an attack. No, to keep hold of something, I guess would kind of be like what you're doing. So that is going to be a hard.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna roll. Partial success.
Partial success. A 7 to 8. Okay. You take control of it. Yeah, you can choose to take control of it.
Take control of.
Yeah, because on a 7 to 9, you choose 2. So if you look at the seize by force, you can pick 2 of those. Obviously, you don't want to hurt him.
Oh, here we go. Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can
So
choose
your
2?
your thing is like holding onto something, but instead of choosing to take the definite control, you choose to keep definite control of it. So you're gonna hold on to him and you're gonna pull him back up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess with this,
Keep
it's
hold
interesting
and-
because you don't actually. There's no failure in it. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. You pull him back over and Rex, your legs are scraped a bit. You're not hard, and you still have them though, so you're good. And you can go ahead and say something. It seemed like you wanted to say something, Adriasa.
Rex, can you shoot out the tires of that vehicle? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. That happens all the time. Yeah, I could do that.
We need to stop that thing. We need to get her out of there and survive.
Alloy. Inside, the car or the vehicle like gets nudged and you're pushed around a bit. You're pretty harmed. He's pretty harmed. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna ask this out of character. Is there any feasible way that if I succeed, that he goes before I do? Like,
If you roll a success on your next roll,
If
but
I
there's a
roll a
chance
success-
you could also die on this roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
So
cool
the
with
better
it. Okay.
the better option here is from player to like from me to you as a player to player. I would say getting out of that vehicle is probably the best option for you if you don't want to die, or if you don't want to have the option like the potential to die, because you only have one harm that you can take really right now.
Yeah.
And I think if you take like there's for sure if you fail that roll you could take harm.
I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna
Okay.
use one more stock to just keep trying and injecting him straight out of my bandolier, just doing it over and over again. Can it be more than a +1 this time if he's technically taken 2 shots of this, or
That's
one
not
shot?
how it works.
Just the one? Okay.
That's not how it works. I mean, someone could assist you,
I want to try to assist.
but they don't
But
really.
they-
They
I'm
don't.
inside, they don't
You're
know.
inside. So I think Bluefin, you have an act. Oh, you did take an action actually. In the past, you didn't. So I would say
I'm,
no.
I'm just gonna see what happens. If this is the end of Alloy, then I want to see it. This is
Oh,
I
you'll
am
be okay.
so hardcore on this right now.
there
I'm
there
very-
are other things that can happen. You might not necessarily. You don't necessarily
Yeah,
have
I
to die.
can-
We can
if-
kind of
when I
choose
do
as a
the
party
tentacle-
what happens, right?
There's other stuff.
You will
But
definitely
I'll-
come back messed up.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Ooh.
I no longer want to take him alive, by the way.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this classically. Hopefully, my hope is, you know what? No, because I succeeded, I get to say what happens, right?
Well, you can choose
Within
one of the
reason.
options. You can. I mean, the option is.
Previous.
So
harm,
you
yeah.
exchange harm, but first, if you get a 10 plus, which you did, you get both. So you inflict terrible harm, and then you
Yes.
also suffer harm.
Okay, I'm at 11,
Yeah.
so I am on my last legs here.
Yep.
And can I explain?
Yeah,
what
you
I
can
want?
explain how you kill him. So
Okay.
you can explain how you kill him.
She finally gets him with that syringe. It hits home. He kind of collapses. The bone saw is out immediately. He is now headless. She hopefully climbs onto the top of the car and holds his head in her hand.
You can't climb on top of the car.
Okay.
So the way that this vehicle works is it's like a box,
Is it-
and it's like a
is it
garage
moving
door
right
on the back.
Oh yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Flip it open.
So now you see Alloy.
Blood, dying, and the head. The head is in her hands.
The head is in her hands.
And she does the clicky clacky quiet down noise. This is I am your new warlord.
Well, this
Kind
is
of
facing
moment.
backwards towards the Mustang, so they actually don't see you.
They don't, but the people who are warring do. Does anyone see me? Do any of my people
So-
see me?
Keep in mind the convoy was the truck is in front, the two jeeps are on the sides, and then your car was at the caboose.
Okay, we were in the caboose. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. How do I get the moment that I need?
I feel you. I feel you.
Everyone stop.
I think what is going to need to happen is you are going to have to get into Alloy's car or to Phoenix's car, and then you guys are going to have to drive up to the front of the other vehicles and then show the head. Like I think that's gonna there's going to be a multi process here because of the situation that you're in. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
So do they see me?
Oh yeah. I mean,
I wave.
Phoenix, Rex,
the
and
head.
Bluefin see you.
Yeah, we're right back of you, I think.
And they can
So
say hello.
I guess if you
Um,
wanted to, you could jump into our car.
Yeah, but I have to do a roll for that, don't I?
That is a roll.
Yes.
If the vehicles are moving, for sure.
Oh God, what is the roll for that?
The roll is
maybe Rex could help you because I think Rex
he could
is
help you. He
partially
could
out
grab
of the
your hand or
car.
something like that. So that
I
would be
wanna
a
keep
cool.
hold of the
Or-
head.
After climbing
That's
back in
important.
through the window, I pop back out of the roof again.
Boarding a vehicle would be a cool. And then if you want to help her, then that would be a history roll, which I don't know how good your history is with her.
Our history is 3.
Mine with Alloy is 2.
It's
but
his
that's
roll,
good.
not yours.
Okay.
So roll the history. Oh, here's the
Right.
other thing. Yeah, you roll your history, and then we'll see.
10.
Yeah, get a +2.
Nailed it.
Nika, you get a +2 to your roll, and it is cool. You have to roll a cool.
I'm at a -1 cool, so
Yeah.
if I fail this, do I die?
No.
Okay.
You'll be very harmed, but we will, you know.
I'm already at 11 harm. If there I die.
The thing will be that you probably fall out of the vehicle, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So when you die, there's other options mechanically
yes,
too than dying.
like I said, there's
Like-
potential that you don't die the first
Yeah.
few times. There,
Yeah.
the fourth time or so, you will eventually die. But there are other
Yeah.
options, like you come back with like less stats, or you come back with weird
plus
stuff.
+1 weird, which is
Yeah.
great. I would take that easy. Okay,
Yeah.
Kerbam. Okay,
Yeah,
I got there.
Rex,
Not a fail.
explain how you grab Alloy, and then Alloy explain how you get yourself onto this vehicle.
Maybe I'm slippy because of all the blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
Phoenix is probably gonna need to clean that thing.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
But go ahead.
I apologize.
Explain to me how the scene works out with like Rex. You're like Alloy. I guess maybe first how you jump onto the vehicle, and then Rex how you aid her and pulling her back on. Because it seems like that assist definitely helped. So Alloy, I don't know if you want to explain how you jumped on the vehicle, and then he can explain how he like snags you and grabs you
Oh,
back.
okay. I do a little wave, and it's one of those. I feel like Rex and I are pretty good at like the no look high five kind of situation in the battlefield when we're high. So he automatically knows I'm coming
when you
in.
See that when I see that you've got the warlord's head, I'm just like, oh, nice.
And we kind of like immediately like do a little nod, and I kind of go for him. So other hand is out. The other one we're doing like safety.
Yeah, you're trying to hold on to the head, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing some rugby. And I kind of just lurch forward. I try to do like a little hop, 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 like kind of sprinting across the top of the car with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the dents, because I know this is not going to be great for it.
Poor Kira.
It's like,
Kira's
you are never coming with me ever again. So do, and I try to get onto the.
Not only the dents, blood, like it is.
Blood can be washed away. You're not gonna like stain the car.
You're gonna owe me.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, I try to do that, and I reach out for Rex.
Rex, what do you do?
All right, I will like scramble forward out of the sunroof to get like grab on and like in a weird kind of high five upping you falling off the car move.
Nice. I want fan art of
Like
this scene. This
Yeah,
like yeah, and you pull her in, and now the two of you are like kind of half stuck out the window of this vehicle.
So for the
Now you're all in the vehicle
success,
together.
It's like I pop back in, like got her, and then I look at my hands empty and smeared with blood. I'm like, wait, back up, got her. This time holding her.
It just keeps happening.
Nice.
I've got like my feet wedged onto like the extruding engine of the car that's on the hood. If it's like what got one of those pop out ones, I'm like sort of wedged there and going like, this isn't gonna, buddy. It keeps not working.
And finally, the four of them are back inside of the Mustang, of Phoenix's Mustang. Two kind of conjoined in the front seat with Phoenix driving and Bluefin sitting in the back. And you can see forward are this convoy of vehicles still moving on, and a little bit of blood trickling out of the vehicle, out of the car box in front of them. And behind, you see this horizon line of shadows pouncing forward. And we're going to end episode 3 there, and we'll find out what happens next on episode 4. So you definitely want to tune in to next Sunday to see what happens after you kill a warlord. And I'm assuming they're going to try to take over this band of people. It's going to be very interesting. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, thank you all for joining. I am going to check to see if we had any tips, and we'll read off those. But whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of toss it around to everybody to say where you can find them at. And of course, I want to remind everybody of our announcements up on our Patreon, patreon.com/roll4it. You can support us. We put up all kinds of goodies. All the character sheets for these characters are up there if you'd like to play them. We'll be putting them up periodically. We also have a poll that is going to go out today. I'll put it out as soon as EE gives me the stuff, which I have a meeting with him after this, so he better give me the thing. So we'll put a poll out. We'll put a post out for that, and it's good stuff. You definitely want to tell me what is going to happen to these peoples. You get to have a choice in it. Well, at least what's going to happen next, and that will happen next episode. Beyond that, we also have a third show that is going to come out. So we have our Saturday and Sunday show. We are also adding a Thursday show, and I will put up a little announce page here. It is Ascension, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. We are going to be playing, we've already said we're going to do at least 50 episodes, so it is a long-term show. We will have Bentham Plays, me, and B. Dave Walters, who's going to be new to the Roll4 family, so definitely toss them some love. As well as Enter Elysium, who will be our Dungeon Master. And that will be airing Thursday, the 4th of June at 10 a.m. PDT, 6 p.m. BST, right here on twitch.tv/roll4it. And we will be having rotating special guests, so you definitely want to keep an eye out for who will be joining us every few sessions or so. And there might be some sessions where it's just the 3 of us and Enter Elysium as well. So it is going to be a great session that we have had planned for over a year now. I think that's all I got for announcements. So we'll go around the table and we'll start with Bluefin. Tell us, when you're not playing Bluefin. Adriosa,
Hi.
What are you up to?
My name is Adriana, or Adriosa online. I play in my free time when I'm not doing work from home. I play video games, a variety of video games, like from Breath of the Wild to Resident Evil on Twitch under Adriosa. Otherwise, you can see me post about random stuff on my Instagram, which is under Adriosa Gaming, and also Twitter is Adriosa Gaming. I also do other TTRPG shows here and there, so it's been pretty fun. Just general nerdery.
Yeah, we love general nerdery here. Moving on over, we have Alloy, played by Nika Harper. Nika, when you're not engaging in courtship and then murdering your new beloved at the same time, what are you doing?
Yeah. On the off chance that I'm not like 1v1ing my husband,
she also, like, her character is also wearing like this skull helmet now.
Skull thing. There's a lot going on with her right now that I wasn't expecting, but I mean, go big or die, I guess. So yeah, I do a lot of writing things. I sometimes show up on all sorts of Twitch channels, but for the most part, right now, I am definitely focusing on doing a lot of narrative and writing, and I have a whole bunch of projects which I can't talk about right now, quite unfortunately.
Welcome to my world.
But maybe
that's how
eventually.
Roll4 has been for me forever.
Yeah, it's like I can announce this, so that's cool. Finally, I can talk about this. But I have a couple other things that are brewing. But you can find me mostly on Twitter at Nika Harper, and sometimes I'm on Twitch. But you know, we do what we do.
Awesome. And then we've got Phoenix, played by Karen Nancy. When you are not driving like a badass, are you driving in real life? I don't know. What are you doing?
I do love cars, but I'm not doing much driving right now.
I don't think anybody really is.
Yeah. Yes, I'm Kira McGran. I am a queer non-binary game designer in Columbus, Ohio. So I design games like the one we're playing right now, tabletop role-playing games, with the Apocalypse World engine and other things. I have a David Lynch game called Something Is Wrong Here, which was actually just live streamed for the first time, which is super cool if you want to see how it's played and get into some dark feels.
I like dark feels.
If you can deal with some dark feels right now. And I also have a Patreon where I'm always designing. And I also put out with two other awesome people something called More Seats at the Table, which is basically a newsletter which covers tabletop role-playing games, LARPs, and streams that are not created by cis men. So if you are anyone but a cis man, we can feature your work on there. And if you're looking for games by people who aren't cis men, you can find them on there as well. I know lots of people are looking for games to play right now. So check that out. It's totally free. And all those links are on my Twitter.
Perfect. And last but not least, we have Rex, played by Bentham Plays. When you're not shooting into the air and causing all of the mutants to come find you, what are you doing?
I have a YouTube channel called Magport Gaming for weird reasons, where I sometimes play games, including recently played Barotrauma multiplayer yesterday, and it was a wacky disaster, as Barotrauma always is. So that I need to publish all of that. And also on Tuesdays, I'm on an RPG show on Enter Elysium's channel, where we play heretics who are stranded in some remote region of space and trying to contend with everyone not liking heretics, and also massive, chaotic, ridiculous things caused by chat being insane.
Perfect. And you can find me at Margaret Crone. It's right there below. I am Margaret Crone, so that's why you can find me there. I post a lot of stuff. I obviously do a lot of tabletop things. I make tabletop games myself, so you can definitely go check out all of my stuff there. I have been enjoying the crap out of this, so thank you all for being part of it. This is definitely something that I love and I'm very passionate about. And of course, on my day job, outside of all the tabletop RPG stuff and things of that sort, I also make video games for a living. I currently work for Intrepid Studios, where I am their community and marketing lead, and you can check out all of that stuff at Ashes of Creation. With that, we have one donation, which is $100. So, oh my goodness, thank you, Finlay. Finlay Shard says, another amazing show. Thank you so much for all the fun. Loving the storytelling. Oh, thank you. Everyone is amazing here. So, thank you for all taking this crazy ride with me. We also had a lot of people in different scenes, so I'm like, I hope that I'm doing this justice. But I hope that it worked out and everyone likes it. We're going to go record an after show. It's going to be a little shorter one because we have 20 minutes left for it. But we will see you all next Sunday, twitch.tv flash roll for it right here. 10 a.m. PDT, 6 p.m. BST, and we also have a Saturday show, which you definitely want to check out because the Vampire the Masquerade peeps are coming back, and they're ready. I heard Dot has new vampire teeth, so I need to see what that looks like. You know, just vampire things. We'll see.
Things.
We'll see you all in the future. Bye.